students, today is March 10, 2026, and the current time is 1917. The Institute has currently an excessive amount of AA batteries due to a logisticus ordering error. We currently have 15 tons of AA batteries that we do not wish to keep on site. Please pick up your mandatory complimentary stack of batteries from Warehouse Cascadia at your earliest convenience. That concludes today's announcements.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
Okay, hello. I'm alive. Good morning, gamers. Or evening, depending on your time zone. Welcome to Rimworld. Except, I'm gonna have to close Rimworld in about 5 seconds because I may or may not just have downloaded a mod to hopefully do the thing that I've been trying to do since last stream. So give me 1 second to quickly close the game, and then I will reboot it very, very momentarily. Okay, I just need to quickly change a mod out. Basically, I didn't have a mod that lets me deconstruct fortified walls, and well, I did have one that lets me deconstruct fortified walls, but not one that lets me do it for the blast door. So I'm basically adding a mod that lets me do exactly that, because I was getting really annoyed about not having that as a function. So just for this run, I need to at least install it. So we're swapping out an English mod for some highly suspicious Chinese mod, and hopefully it's not going to break anything in half. We'll hope. We will hope. Anyways, how are all of you doing? I did see the World War 1 o'clock thing. For those of you curious what the heck Goldenrod is referring to, they added a new war bond to Helldivers where you get to roleplay as a World War 1 officer if you really wanted to. It's gonna be quite something if you're into that. Anyways, how are the rest of you doing? Hello, Goldenrod and Greywind and Zeoposer and Ray. Congrats to Ray for being first. Also, congrats to Zeoposer for being first this time. Oh my gosh. Also, hello, Funbound and Dark Pika. Welcome to Rimworld, our favorite funny game. Quite frankly, I think we're getting really close to being done with this run. I don't think there's really much else for us to do aside to keep making the base bigger, which is something that is a bit of a long-term project. So I would either peg that next week is probably going to be the finale of our wonderful little spaceship-based run, and then after that we will move on to the next colony theme, because I think at this point we'll have done this run for nearly like 2 months, and I think it's time to move on to another colony theme. You know what I mean? I do like the fact that we're finally reaching high tech, because we usually don't get to do that in these runs. Yeah, but space was kind of like the end goal for our little colony of CATGIRLS, so that by the time, you know, so there's a lore continuation of how they ended up in space. I'm not writing down any of this lore anywhere, it's just all in my head, which is probably not a good idea in the long term, but whoopsies, that's just how it is. So yes, space, the final Neko front, the one that they always want to go to. Anyways, aside from all that, how have all of you been, comrades? Hopefully you've had a good evening or day or whatever it is that you've been up to. I basically came home and I took a nap, and now I'm awake. Also, don't forget to watch the stream on YouTube too, and smash that like button or whatever people say nowadays, because I need to hit 500 so that I can get monetized on YouTube. I don't actually upload any like VODs. I don't upload any edited videos. Gone too lazy, but maybe at some point I probably should. Also, hello, son. How are you? Let me drink some water real quick. So, anyways, yeah. How have all of you been? Like I said, I took a nap, and apparently, okay, I will say something really interesting. So, did you know today is National Ranch Day? So if you're an American and you consume ranch dressing, which is primarily like an American thing, which I did not realize ranch is primarily a American dressing or condiment. But did you know that for 1 day and 1 day only, you could buy like a giant ranch cup from Wingstop? And when I say giant, I don't mean it's like Titanic, but well, let me just quickly load this anyways. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, it's a ranch. They were basically selling these 32-ounce ranch cups, which I have no idea how to describe it other than here's an image of this thing, because good God, it's oh my God, this image is just absolutely tiny. Okay, here we go. Look at this abomination. Come on. Just look at the size of this thing. Who's gonna eat this much ranch? So, for context, this left one is the small that you normally get with your meal, right? Like you get a small, plastic cup of ranch, whatever, and then you have like the large cup of ranch, which is next to it. That's you normally get if you're getting for like a group. And for whatever reason, they're like, you know what the masses really want? They want a 32-ounce ranch cup. And by the way, these were like limited edition. They were only sold like 1,000 of these, and only at 2 specific Wingstops. You can only buy this in New York or Dallas. And I'm like, why? Who is this designed for? And I'm like, you know what? I'm the market for this. Like, if my local Wingstop was selling this, I probably would buy it just because it's so funny and so out of the blue. I have a friend who actually bought this thing, and it's so dumb. Oh my gosh. People really come up with some of the more insane marketing gimmicks. I'm on a bucket with the 72 wings. Yeah, that's gonna cost you like $200 because the wings already at Wingstop are quite expensive. I like Wingstop, but it's generally not worth going unless there's a good deal. Which, although it's kind of funny, I did actually go to Wingstop for lunch today because they still were giving out free ranch with all their food. So I was like, all right, I will take some free ranch. I love ranch, which is probably weird to hear from me, but it's true. I actually do enjoy ranch dressing. Also, we're gonna go trade with these people. I don't know if we did that yet. Let's just go trade with these exotic goods traders. But yeah, that's essentially the more interesting thing that I have seen all day. It's been very slow today. I've just literally been looking up things like what are fun things to do when going to a foreign country, what type of bags to buy, all that stuff, because that's currently what my obsession is. I like looking at bags. I'm not a woman, but boy, I do like looking at what bags there are for everyday carry for men. There's a lot of options, is all I'm gonna say. There's a lot of there's been a lot of developments in the male bag space. There's a lot of choices now, especially if you're into like tech wear aesthetics. You're spoiled for choices nowadays, which I know doesn't sound like much, but trust me, it is actually quite a bit. Also, I need to unload the silver. Actually, we'll unload all this, it's fine. And then we're gonna load in, I think we can load in all these random furs now, because we have 2,000 plain leather, load in all that fur. And then I guess we'll load in a bunch of silver too. Let's load in about 1,500 silver. And we'll also get rid of this cap, working cowboy hat, and everything else we keep with us. Basically, we need to load up our shuttle so we can go sell it. I'm gonna see if I can hunt on some hyperweave, and then we're also gonna try to load this up with some steel is what I've ordered, but it's gonna take some time because our pawns are, they're a little tired, because I'm gonna see if I can just send steel up into space. I'm not sure if this is feasible. Wait. Wait, what's in here? Is there nothing in here? Wait a second. How come it's already, Oh, does this thing already... Does this pod alone weigh 99 kilograms? Wait, if that's the case, I can't really put much steel in this then. I can only haul up 1,000... Wait, is that 100 steel at a time? That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right at all. That sounds like impossible to actually send anything up into space. That's ridiculous. So yeah, that's essentially what's been happening. Hopefully you all had a relatively good and relaxing day otherwise, and you're not going too crazy about anything. I did see Helldivers had that new war bond that I'm actually interested in playing. I've been seeing a lot of people talking about the thing that happened recently with Helldivers, the what's it called, where they drove a community member essentially to like lose their job and a whole bunch of other things because he dared to challenge the narrative that Arrowhead provided. Basically, I think he said, hey Arrowhead, if you can do this thing, I will donate a bunch of money to a charity. And it's like, okay, that's pretty cool. But then people apparently decided that how dare this person question the wisdom of Arrowhead, and so they basically doxed him and threatened him and did a whole lot of other nasty things to the poor guy. And I'm like, that's a little extreme. It seems a little extreme for basically some guy who's saying, hey, can you like just try out your game and make sure it functions correctly? You know what I mean? I don't know. I saw the news and I was like, this is It's a little much, I think. I'm gonna add some scaffolding. I'm not really sure if the scaffolding does anything, but I am kind of curious if this is useful. I'm probably gonna get rid of these solar gens, by the way. I think we don't need them anymore, considering how much energy we can get from the power cores. So it's actually no longer needed for our purposes. Isn't that great? So yeah, I think also the other main thing is I want to see if we can get Umi to age up today. To see if we can get Umi to 13, which would put Umi at the position of, well, being given a weapon and earning their right to fight in the name of NEKOGRAD. That's the plan. Hello, Kefir, how are you? So, once Umi's also grown up, it means I can also requisition this room for other purposes, because as you can see, it's a little janky how we have it set up, but we do need to start at least organizing this a little bit. You're eepy and full of tasty food. What did you eat? What did you end up eating? Okay, is this actually loaded up with steel? It's not. How do I load this up? Hold on. Can I order you to load this up? Oh, okay. I guess... There's nothing in here. Why is the mass of this thing going up? It just seems to be completely randomized what the mass of this item is. That's so weird. I don't understand. How's NEKOGRAD going? Well, we have our ship, right? And we have our space station. Really, right now, we're gated by steel. So what I'm trying to do is essentially grab as much steel as I feasibly can, because we're going to send it up into space because, well, that's what we need. So right now, we're literally just here to farm stacks of steel as much as we can feasibly shove in here. While we're also here, we're going to try to expand the ship a little bit because we got time to do so. So that's the other thing that we're up to. So you might have noticed, yeah, there's a bunch of scaffolding over here. We got some panels that we can utilize and some bricks. I was going to try setting it up with the transport pod, but it doesn't work. And the shuttle amazingly cannot actually reach into space. I checked. This thing does not have the range to go to the outer atmosphere, because as a reminder of where we are relative to everything else, so we have multiple orbital layers. We're currently obviously on the surface, and then we're on the outermost area of the system, right? Like we're in the outermost layer of the atmosphere, deep orbit, I believe it's called. So the transport pod literally cannot reach there, which is really annoying, or the shuttle can't reach there, which is actually very, very frustrating. Otherwise, yeah, I would be sending people over there to grab some materials, but unfortunately we can't. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to add as much storage on here as I feasibly can, and then we're just gonna grab as much steel as we feasibly can, because this colony is gonna need a lot of it. This colony uses up a lot of steel. We're also gonna take this out too. Eat milanesa, which is fine. Oh, I've seen like chicken milanesa. I've never had that with curry rice before though. That sounds delicious. I love curry rice. I went to a hot pot place the other day, and one of the things that they have, because it's a Japanese hot pot place, is that they just have like a giant vat of curry and rice that you can just eat. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so good. I don't know, I was like so enamored by the fact that like, oh my god, you can tell me I can eat all the curry rice and hot pot that I could possibly want? Yes, please. I would honestly go back just to eat more curry rice. It's just so delicious. I love curry rice. But it's not something I get to eat very often because it's, you know, you gotta eat things in moderation. You know, you just can't be eating the super crazy things all the time. It's not healthy. Okay. We're gonna try to expand the ship since we're still on the planet. So while we're down here, I want to add an exterior access point here and here, and maybe I want to add a weapons bay somewhere in this side as well. That's essentially my current plan. So let's start adding more stuff. Basically over here, if we're trying to do an access point, we're probably gonna need something about, I'd say maybe about here is fine. Maybe we just do like 3 and 3. Although, if I want, I could add a missile silo over here, which would also not be a bad idea. That would require a bit more tiles, actually. I had to think about that. Because this ship doesn't have any exterior. I don't know. This ship doesn't have any exterior defenses. Maybe it doesn't really need it. We have enough guns that we kind of just run over anything anyways. But if I were to add an exterior system of defenses, we would be able to just have guns hanging around. Basically, it's if we can afford it in the sheer amount of steel that it requires, sure. If not, then maybe it's not worth it. You made a bit too much of it and you've been eating it for a couple days. Ah, okay. So too much. You made too much curry, so now you have no choice but to consume more curry. Your life is just consuming curry now. Also, we're going to get rid of this vac barrier. This vac barrier goes away. And then I need to move these vac barriers. Actually, what I could probably do, because it might look a little more interesting, is I can actually have a slightly different sized vac barrier. We can go for something about, like... Maybe, like, maybe like that would actually look kind of nice. I think that would look pretty good. I will also need to extend the platform out like this. And then we'll need to put a hole there as well once that's ready to expand. But yeah, I love some curry. Actually, one of my favorite meals that I remember eating when I was in Japan is eating a beautiful set of I don't know what it's called. It was basically just katsu curry, because we were tired and we were hungry, and so we had to find somewhere to eat, and so we found this place called Nakao, and it's essentially like a diner. So we just went over there. We could barely walk over there because we were like, our feet were dead. And yeah, we ate some delicious katsu curry. It was amazing. Can we just have you dismantle this wall? Probably a lot easier. Thank you. There we go. It is a little cold, but that's fine. We'll just kind of get this vac barrier set up. You know what? Get this built out too. Rachel does have a really good building skill, so this is fine. Get this one done after that. And then I can build the wall out like this. So hopefully we can do that too. And our beautiful ship will continue to expand bit by bit. We are actually running out. We are actually capping out on our steel capacity, which is, like, honestly my biggest concern. The other reason we have these double oxygen things is because at some point I'm probably just gonna go dump all the oxygen into here. Like, there's enough O2 to last a couple days, but it's just easier to come down here, farm oxygen, and then just dump it into the tanks. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna dump it into the tanks. Oh, also while we're here, we're gonna hunt down every single animal we can find. I love killing animals for food and furs. We're basically hunter-gatherers, the way a cat should be. So I guess it's kind of on point that we're doing this. It's not. This thing's weight keeps fluctuating, and I have no idea why. Quite frankly, I don't even want to find out why. Also, we're gonna send someone out there. So, who's going on a trip? Alright, Comrade Steve, who has actually really good social skills. Congratulations, you are being told to get in the shuttle, and we're gonna send you off, and hopefully you're not gonna die. Because I need someone to go trade, so we're gonna trade with... Let's go trade over here with you, Herfar, which is definitely a name that exists. And we'll see what they can get us for our... goods and services. Okay, so basically what I'm here to do is see if they have any hyperweave, which it doesn't look like that they do. Sadly, they don't have any hyperweave. Okay, so in that case, I will buy their Nutramine and their... I guess I'll buy their cloth. We do need more cloth. I'll sell most of the leathers. I don't think I actually want to buy steel, but I do want to buy their uranium. Steel's probably not worth it. FSX and Promethium is always useful. We're not using any of that. Venom Fangs. We could give someone Venom Fangs. Is there a point to doing that? Probably not. The Architect leg is probably the only thing here that's worth buying. Well, because we're mining steel now. The tile we landed on has so much steel that we can just mine out, so it's just better to mine it than buy it. Buy their gold reserves out. Most of these don't really matter, I think. So I think I'm okay just selling a bit more furs. Actually, what was so expensive? Was it the Architect? Was the Architect like that expensive? 2,000. Oh, it's the gold. Let's not buy the gold. That's true. How much steel can I justify buying? Well, the problem is that steel is also really heavy. So steel, a kilogram of steel is heavier than a kilogram of Architect legs. So because of that reason, we can't really buy more steel. I think I'm okay just mining it out. I'll just, whatever this is fine. Yeah, it's fine. All right, and then we'll just send ourselves back in a little bit of time, and then we'll be good to go. See, it's all about knowing what you can trade. You know how the market moves and all that. Even though Rimworld doesn't actually have a market-based economy, it's all a barter-based economy, using silver as some kind of just generic way of describing cost. But you know what? Who do I know? All right, and then we can unload all this. Yes. All right, there we go. The more important part is we found a... The more important part is we found an Architect leg. I don't know what I'm going to do with an Architect leg, but we have it now. So the question is, who's going to get the Architect leg? Who's worthy? Is anyone actually missing a leg and needs it? Let's see here. Actually, let's take a look at everyone's health, shall we? Okay, you're missing an ear. Your hand is a disaster. Horse is also a disaster. Havel's just dying. Now you got a scratch on there. Ooh, poor Anya's just dying of agony. Oh, Umi's missing. Yeah, Umi's missing a bunch of toes. Maybe we'll give it to Umi once Umi is no longer, or once Umi can fit into an Architect leg. Oh, Xanth missing an eye too. Okay, we might have to do that. I don't know if we made spare eyes. I have so many different random parts that I need to double check. Like, I don't remember who I made a lot of these items for is kind of the problem. Right? Because there's so many pawns, I'm like, who did I actually make this specific object for? For example, Ray here has a prosthetic arm. I think it's fine if we replace that with a, you know, an actual arm, or the bionic arm. So let's do that. We're gonna replace her right arm with a bionic arm. I think she's deserving of that. And then whoever, I think it was Immortal. Oh, we left Immortal in space, didn't we? Yeah, I'd like to actually replace Immortal's prosthetic legs with bionic parts. I think that'd probably be what we're gonna do then, once we get back up into space and we can expand more. But essentially, once this steel reserve is stacked up, then I think we're ready to go back. If that makes sense. That's kind of my metric. As long as we have enough, then that's fine. Also, while we're down here, anyone who with the ability to chop down trees should probably be chopping down trees, because good God, we need so much of this. Okay, so we have a vac barrier here. Now the only thing we need is a door. And I think the best door to use here is gonna be a really fat... I think we just use a double auto door. Yeah, I think a double auto door is probably fine. We'll just do something like this. And then we can add the grab ship hull like that. And I think that'll look perfectly fine. Because now we have a lot of steel now, so I'm okay kind of ripping through them to actually do things, right? Why wait around and not do anything with all of our really cool things that we're using it for? Like I said, this map has a lot of steel, so ideally, we will go back into space with nearly a full stack, if not 2 full stacks, if not, or like multiple full containers worth. And then that way, when we're up there, we can just, you know, slap it down and start building again, right? We could also just leave this map tile alone and we can just come back later, but I think we'll probably just find other islands to which hunt down and explore as well. We may also change Zeoposer's gun at this point, too. That might be fine. Riston, are you here in the game? You're not. Oh, I forgot to turn on the thing. Let me turn it on. Also, hello, Riston. How are you doing, comrade? Oh, my gosh. But yeah. We'll see how this pans out. Also, don't forget to watch this on YouTube, or just open the YouTube stream for a little bit. Please. All right, good after midnight to you. Oh, that's right. I always forget that, like, you're in Finland, so your time is like really wacky. Is it actually midnight for you? Let's see. Let me think. So I'm GMT minus 5 right now. Time in Finland. What is the time over there? You're GMT plus. Oh my gosh, it's like a 7-hour difference. Good lord. Well, I appreciate you swinging around. I know you're kind of a night owl, so I understand. Worry not. I get it. Oh, are you also Finnish? There's just like a lot of Finnish people here. Is that what's going on? Do we just have a lot of Finns? All right then. I guess I'm collecting Europeans. Don't know how this happens every single time. German, but GMT +1. Okay, close enough, I guess. Europe is all kind of one big time zone, all right? I can't believe that the British have managed to convince everyone that all of the world's time should center on them. It's like, ah, yes, all time from this day forth centers around the great and eternal British Empire. From this day forth until the end of all days. I know it's not all the same time zone. I'm mostly just being, what's the word, facetious or something? Yeah. It's all just being in good humor. Although, again, yeah, I am kind of amused that the Brits have managed to convince everyone that, yeah, just everything is British time. Believe in the Brits. The Brits will never hurt you, or something like that. Whatever they want to, whatever lies they want to tell themselves. You know what? I might actually dismantle these now. I'm trying to think if this is enough energy, or if I should just put down these, put down more grav energy cells. A group of bees have formed a beehive, and all right, cool. I'm not going to say no to the beehives, but it's not really relevant to our needs. Okay, Umi probably will never go outside, so Umi doesn't need to go out there to... Is there a way to prioritize which of these places they eat from? I don't think so, right? I'm forgetting you can rename these. That's also really funny. Alright, but yeah, essentially once this container is full of steel, we're ready to go up. There's at least 4 to 5 times. Oh yeah, no, trust me, I'm aware. It's not like China. China, I think, is just like one giant time zone for the entirety of that country. Which makes it a little wacky when you're, say, in the eastern part of China and you're getting up at like 3, like what? Since your sun rises earlier, you're waking up at 3 in the morning or something. I'm pretty sure China's one giant time zone, right? China time zone, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, okay, so it all basically runs on Beijing time is my... I think? Maybe I'm not, maybe I'm understanding this wrong. I could have sworn that that's what it used to be. It's not from +5 to +9. Oh, you know, maybe there's like a local time and then like Beijing time. I'm going to assume is that that's probably what's going on. Not to mention, like, a majority of their population lives in like the left or like the right two most time zones is the other thing. So I could see that being the case, right? Because most people live in like the urban areas around like Beijing, Shanghai, and all those other locales. So I could see that being the case. There's an eclipse. All right, well, good thing we don't care about the eclipse. That doesn't hurt us. There's another grav crate here. Is there a spot where I can dump a grav crate? I need to find another storage area to just dump more grav crates. This entire ship is so cramped. Does Umi really still need a classroom, or can I just requisition this temporarily for storage? Also, these people, do they want to trade, or are they just kind of passing by? All right, they're wanting to trade. All right, we'll go chat them up real quick. All right, I will offer them. They have nothing that I desire at all. They can have this sword, I guess. That's fine. And they can have a bunch of our really bad clothes that no one really wants anymore. Maybe they can do something with it. Yeah, we'll do exactly that. I think that'll be fine. Yeah, take some clothes, dear strangers, and I'll take your silver. The silver only weighs them down. They don't need it. That's my logic. Oh, I just realized we actually can't reach this metal because it's actually past the deep water, so that's actually unreachable. So at the very least, we got this one, so that's another 1,045. And then over here is another stack of 489. So yeah, we actually have a decent amount. I don't think Umi needs the education facilities anymore. The learning's already at 99. Umi would reach approximately growth tier level. Let's see, 18 days. So Umi's got 40 days until 13. That's the last growth moment. And 3.2. So yeah, I don't think we need this anymore. I think this can all be dismantled. Let's get this. We can dismantle this. We no longer need this education facility. Okay, never mind. Let's keep it until Umi hits the right age. Will you get an actual weapon? Oh, yeah. Well, when we go back into space, we'll give you a weapon. I meant to give you energy weapons. I just kind of forgot. I don't remember which of these facilities is for creating your energy weapons. I think it's this one. Yeah, I have to make a powered mace and a powered sword because that's the primary weapons for you essentially. We also should make more backup hats. I keep forgetting to make more hats, and I think a lot of our pawns don't have their hats. So to make that at least a little more simpler, and make sure that these have a hat in there somewhere. So one of these should be filled with hats, and the other one should be filled with. This one's the hat, NEKOGRAD hats, and this one is filled with the undersuits. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna order the electric tailor bench. We should always be making NEKOGRADian side caps until we have at least 6. I think that thing stores 6. I want 6 of them. And they must go in here because it is the coolest spot to put them in. So these are important and importante, and that'll be fine. Well, yeah, so you're statted out for melee combat, so we will give you melee weapons. At some point, probably need to give you like a nice, I don't know what you want to call it, a nice combat cloak as well. Although with the lack of hyperweave, that's a little difficult, and no one can really sell us hyperweave, which is the more annoying part. Oh, look at that. Look at how easily we get these done. It does take a little bit of time. I think it'd be easier if I could automate this. So I know with industrial, with a Sal Assembler Mark II, it operates as though it has crafting 12, and it'll work basically 24/7. As long as we can feed the energy for it. It's actually not that hard to manufacture. I think we were researching a higher end version, although maybe Sal Autonomous overclocking might be unnecessary. This one is base skill 1. This one is base skill 1. Prime crafting would be the ideal option, but that's a little expensive and probably something we're not going to be able to afford, considering that it requires 100,000 silver and it consumes 20,000 watts of energy for basically an unnecessary amount of, you know, stuff. So maybe what we do is we can just make the autonomous crafter level 2, and then basically as long as this thing is fed with enough materials, it should automatically craft without issue. You're nyan with it. I mean, we'll nyan you up there. It'll be fine. We just need more. Again, we're just here to farm steel. But again, we are still using that steel, and it requires manual bodies to go over there and actually haul it. So, you know, they're working hard. I just wish I could send it up into the space. The other option is we could maybe leave a temporary outpost here. We leave a temporary outpost down here. We can just come back to the tile. But let's see, how much steel am I sitting on? I'm sitting on 4,000 steel because this thing is basically carrying a lot. I would like to at least go up with maybe 7,000 units of steel would be ideal. With 203 tiles, we should be able to expand the ship a little bit more. You know, here's what I'm going to do. Since I don't think that these are necessary anymore, I'm going to just put a temporary storage bin where these are. Also, I think someone got mad and destroyed most of my doors, which is also kind of annoying, but we'll just rebuild those in a second. So, Comrade Anya, you're going to go over here. You're going to dismantle these generators. These are no longer needed. Fantastic. Cool. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically build more of these large crates. I think 2 is probably fine. We'll just do something like this. And then I'll put like a small scaffolding here. And then this way we can store, what is that, 72 times 75. I need to pull out a calculator because I'm not going to do mental math. That 72 times 75 is 5,400. So basically this would be a storage of about 10,000 units of steel, which is a lot. 10,000 units of steel is probably more than necessary, more than we need. But a lot of our pawns are having mental breaks. I know Garm here is having a mental break due to being recreation starved. I think Garm doesn't want to watch TV. for whatever reason. It'd be great if Garm would get over there and just sit down and enjoy whatever sitcoms are in. Do you think, wait on, I've always wondered, how do the TVs work in Rimworld? Here's the thinking. What TV broadcasts are they actually watching? Oh! Alright, so, fun fact, Garm's helmet deteriorated in space. I'm sure I don't have to explain why that's a very, very bad thing, right? Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna lock the doors that lead to the outside. That way there should be very little to no chance of Garm maybe yeah, this should prevent Garm from maybe choking to death. Yeah, I think the logic is correct. As long as Garm's inside, Garm should be okay and shouldn't die of hypoxia until we get back up there, which is really the biggest question, right? We're not gonna need most of this automation anymore, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go to grab. We already have central heating. Don't need multi-split air conditioning anymore. Hygiene bionics would not be a bad idea, I guess. That's kind of cute. Sure, that's fine. We'll do that. So I just need to make sure all these rooms are O2 complete, or at least vacuum sealed. Okay. Oh yeah, this one's got to be locked out too. There we go. So once we have enough steel, I'm gonna copy. No, I'm just gonna put steel in here specifically. Steel only. These should be like the lower end storage. I don't like how it. Okay, that's fine. And then we'll make this one normal priority. Oh. So anyways, it's storming outside, which means if my internet dies, you'll all know very soon. I wasn't expecting the internet for it to be explodey today, but whatever. Oh, that's annoying. So fun fact, apparently thrusters get blocked by substructure. I did not know that. That's actually kind of annoying. Oh my god, which means I actually have to deconstruct. I have to deconstruct this substructure. Okay. I think what I need to do is I need to rearrange this. I think the way I want it is that these engines shouldn't be here. I don't think we need the small engines anymore. So I'm okay dismantling these. We're gonna quickly rearrange this a little bit. I need to rearrange this just a touch. So let's have Anya do this real fast since she's pretty good at doing this. I mean, I could just uninstall it, but I think I'm okay just getting rid of it forever. Okay, then dismantle this one. And then I think what we'll do is move the vac barrier over. Maybe it's fine over there. That's okay. Yeah, I think it's fine. I don't want to move it too much, so we'll go here. It does still need a door, doesn't it? Even if I do this, right, like you realistically would still have a door unless you want people coming in and walking into your base, which is not ideal. It's a little risky. Maybe for now it's okay, but I definitely gotta uninstall all this stuff. Sheer amount of steel this colony needs is just absolutely insane. I thought we were fine because we were mostly running out of plasteel, but the more I play, I'm like, no, the real threat was the lack of steel. I guess I'll have to haul this in soon. Yeah, let's order this hauled in. That's like 2,000 units of steel. You know what we should do? I think one day I'd like to do a mechanoid run, but oh Jesus! All right, who's dying? If we host a person at Mir for 22 days, they'll give us a silent neuroformer. The only problem is that's another body eating food, and I have to make sure that they're not going to go completely mentally insane, which is kind of hard when space has no entertainment. Wouldn't you agree? All right, yeah. Okay, so here's our plan. We're gonna grab all the steel, then we're just gonna go back up into space. I think that's fine. I don't really want to be down here too long. Also, a lot of people got the flu, including Sun and Havel. So we got to get them tended to as well. I think Havel can probably get a new arm. Probably replace the left one. I think we'll replace the left one first. Industrial Supply Company is someone we do need to trade with. Let's go see what they got. Wow, they want a lot of money for stuff. I'd rather not. I would really rather not give them that much cash. I don't think it's worth buying or selling anything from them. I don't think we need any of this. The steel, maybe, but I think we're okay without. I'll sell them the random blocks that we don't need, so that's fine to sell. They're willing to sell me Vaxstone blocks, but we can just get more of ourselves. That's probably fine. All right, sure, that's okay. I thought about buying the desserts too, just so our pawns have something to eat, because again, they've just been eating very basic meals. Actually, this whole time, because of how much food supplies we have, we probably could have been producing, maybe not quite lavish meals, but we could probably have been doing some. Okay, apparently not. Desserts require fruits, and as you might have noticed, we don't grow fruits. But we could have made stews, which probably would have been a better use of our food. Hold on, let me do the math. So a meat stew a single serving of stew requires half a unit of protein and half a unit of vegetables, which is about the same as a lavish meal. So this is basically the equivalent of a lavish meal. But you can batch make it, so you can make 8 servings of stew at once. That actually might be a better option than simple meals. Let's do this until we have 16, 18, 30. Let's try 32. Yeah, okay, so much of the ingredients are wasted in order to create the best eating experience. With this many pawns, maybe that's actually not a good idea. Stir fry is also an option, which is the equivalent of a fine meal. We can't really justify making nigiri or anything like that, so I think we'll just roll with this. Okay, so once they haul in all the steel, we're just going to go back up into space. But again, having to manually carry 75 units each. I'm trying to think like how else we can give them more carrying capacity. Unfortunately, a lot of the carrying capacity is kind of neutered by having to wear a vac suit due to the fact this thing is, one, it's 80 bulk, and it's also 12 kilograms, so it's heavy. People don't like wearing vac suits that much, unfortunately, which does make sense. And oh, I just realized I know how I could have automated this. Alright, well, it's too late now, but I think there was a way that I could have automated this and probably made this a lot easier on myself, but I'm only thinking about it a little too late, so not a big deal. It's, oh shoot, I forgot. My pipeline broke, so I need to fix that real quick. Especially if we're gonna move the other engines. Okay, you start removing foundation. Anyways, what are we doing tomorrow? So I will say I did get an interesting offer the other day that I'm gonna put on the docket as a potential thing. Remember how Timberborn came out, like full release? Okay, well, I was checking like my emails, and apparently there's like some website that's like, hey, if you're willing to stream this game for 2 hours minimum, we'll pay you some money. So I was like, oh, I'll think about it. I'll put it on the queue as a potential, but I prefer to play what other people want me to do rather than doing it for money, if that makes sense. So we'll see what options there are. Let's rip this apart, rip the other one apart, and we'll hook this up together. And then this should all be fine. I still don't know what the valve is for, so just the flow on and off. This seems unnecessary. Okay, so now we can hook this in together. Just have Rachel do this real quick. Okay, then I can build walls like here. That should be fine. And you're already here, so let's quickly deliver this. I mean, I kind of like how this is looking. It's just so much material. Am I really going to give up this much steel? So there's at least 400 there, so we'll be at 5,500 going into space. That's probably enough to get a good chunk of projects handled. Again, I gotta be careful about Garm, that Garm doesn't run out of oxygen. So basically, our timer is whatever's left in here. That is essentially how much oxygen Garm has left before Garm suffocates to death in space. So that's kind of my my thing right now, or what I'm concerned about. I'm trying to plan out how I'm going to design this too. We could probably add additional rooms here, and probably have the bathrooms here, probably add another set of bathrooms over here, and then we can probably expand. We need a medical bay. I'm likely going to build a medical bay closer to the front because that's generally where most emergencies are going to be. I think that'll be fine, yeah, because otherwise it's just a very long hallway with no actual purpose. So we'd probably put a medical bay somewhere in this general vicinity, and then, or security room probably over here, medical bay somewhere behind it, and then just dump a bunch of turrets in this general vicinity, and that should be okay. Yeah, I think that'll be the plan. All right. I think we've gotten all the steel. I think we're ready to go. That's 55. That's 6,000 units of steel. I think that's more than enough. All right. I hope I set this up correctly and no one's gonna suffocate to death. So we'll double check. I know some people normally do multi-layered vac barriers, but I'm too lazy, so I don't care. Okay, back up to Mir. All right. Where's all of our... Who are we waiting for? This is a pretty good map for steel. We could have gotten a lot more, but I think it's fine if we just don't bother. I'd rather go into space. Yeah. Okay, let's go. And we'll get rid of this map. I think this has been a good run. Quite frankly, I think this is definitely one of the more enjoyable long-form runs we've had. I think the first Odyssey run, I'm kind of curious how far that went. Let me double check. I usually just check the, whatever you call it, the YouTube playlist, because I think I set all the original ones into a big fat playlist. So if YouTube would load for me, I can find out. I kind of want to know now. Let's see. So the very first run we did in Odyssey ran for a grand total of... Let's see here. So I only started putting on YouTube once we got to the 6th episode. But it lasted for a whole 12, so we're already a good, decent chunk beyond that. I think what we'll do for the finale is that we will try to do the mech hive thing, and we'll see how that pans out. I do want to see if we can do the mech hive. Oh, hello there, Zoingo. How are you doing, Gumrad? I see you there. How have you been? How's it going? Are you, how was your stream? What were you up to? Here. I will do funny shout out. So, there we go. I don't know what you were playing, but hopefully whatever it was fun. Oh, wait. Hold on. Can I do this now? Perfect. Okay, so I can actually set up the vac barrier. Ooh. Did it not line up correctly? Still not. No, that's probably fine. How was your stream? I'm kind of curious what you're up to. Let's see. Probably arts and craftsy, right? Something involving design of either Legos or 3D modeling or something arty. That's gonna be my assumption. Oh, you're doing a Lego build. Ah, okay. Well, before we do anything, I need to stop everyone from doing things. Make sure that this is set up correctly, because probably not anymore. Okay, this actually did set up correctly. Oh, right, because we're changing how we're landing now. That's right. Okay, so that's fine. And then I need to quickly clear out this entire section from this. And there we go. That should be fine. And then what I need to do is I need to hook this up here. Shoot, I need this. But yeah, what kind of Lego build was it? I'm kind of curious. Okay, so we can build that out, because we're going to need to get those helmets replaced soon. So we'll have Anya quickly slam out some of these orbital platforms. And then we need to get a helmet to Garm, and then Garm can go back out and do work. So who's got a spare... Do we have a spare helmet sitting around? Wait, vac suit. Who's got the spare vac? Oh. Oh, that's where they're going. All right, people are just wearing them at random. Oh wait, no, you're fine. You can have that. Who else? Wait, where's my vac suits? Okay, here's a spare. Okay, perfect. So they're here. Okay, so in that case, let's see. I'm gonna have Airman Joker, who's already here, dying of a flu. Grab one of the helmets, and then we're gonna bring it over to Garm, and that should be fine. Let's have you grab that, and then I'm gonna have you go over here. You're working on a custom mecha inspired by another VTuber channel. Ah, okay, that actually sounds pretty interesting. Yeah, I remember you trying to like do those like Lego designs for VTubers before, and I always thought they were pretty neat. I do like my Legos. I just don't play with Legos as much nowadays because, well, Legos are expensive, so, you know, kind of hard to justify getting into Legos in this day and age, unless you really, really like them. I do like Legos, but, okay, you need to drop this helmet, and I'm gonna have Garm quickly equip that. And then I can open these doors up again. I will at some point, right? Ray bought me a Lego set, which means I now am obligated to build it. I just haven't had a chance to build it. She bought me the, one of those painting ones, the Great Wave of Kanagawa. That's like a very artsy piece. But I'm like, I don't know where I'm gonna hang this where I'm not gonna accidentally break it. You know what I mean? So I need to figure that out next too. Havel's dying of the flu. Havel should survive the flu, probably. Just need to have someone, I don't know, tend to Garm. Or tend to Havel. By the way, we are making those Errol undersuits. I just saw... I'm seeing Garm going to grab it, which is perfectly fine. So Garm gets to have a really cool undersuit. Now Garm is basically immune to the tragic effects of space. Which means Garm probably no longer needs the vac suit, right? Hold on. Ah, perfect. Wait. You know what this means? Hold on, it's time to put on the NEKOGRAD uniform. This is truly how we need to be in space. Look at this. This is peak combat gear. You have a helmet, an undersuit, and then your standard NEKOGRADian uniform right underneath it. It makes zero sense, but I think it's way funnier this way. The problem is manufacturing these because they're expensive to make. Yeah, it's the main problem is not having enough hyperweave to do this. And obviously the plasteel is also kind of hard to make sure we have in stock at all times, but as long as you got it... Hold on, I have an idea. I think we're going to replace this thing with an automated crafter. The automated crafter will require... Hold on, we're going to use this storage bin. By the way, if anything ever explodes in this tile, the whole ship goes kaput, because I didn't realize how much FSX and Promethium I've been storing. You might have noticed there's a lot of very volatile materials in there. We want to be very, very careful about that. I think manufacturers, not any of these is fine. Basically just like a bunch of miscellaneous random things we have. Okay. So I don't know why there's a rat here. We gotta slaughter this thing. I ever thought of sectioning that off? Just thought. I mean, it is sectioned off in a sense that hopefully people aren't going over there. You know, that's sectioning it off, right? Just as long as people aren't casually walking over there and, you know, using that stuff, I think it'll be okay. But I don't really have a choice. It's just kind of how it came to be. What really I need is I need to make sure all my builders are space capable. There's a lot of building projects that are needed. Thankfully, that meteor didn't land anywhere near us. I'm glad. That could have gone very sideways. I can't believe everyone's still trying to destroy the colony. What is this? Abuse? The poor colony can never escape any pain and suffering. Someone must always be trying to kill everyone. Okay. That should be fine. Now that we got more vac suits, I think we'll be okay. Funbound, space capable. Yes. Okay, so who's got equipment and is not out in space yet? I think that's everyone. Maybe Ray, if we can get Ray at undersuit, that'd probably be great too. I mean, thankfully we've been kind of lucky and no one's attacked our little space base yet, but obviously by saying that I am obviously inviting disaster, so we're gonna pretend I didn't say that, okay? We're just gonna pretend that nothing bad is gonna happen and that we're all safe and everything's fine and dandy. Our pawns don't want to build anything, which is very annoying. Well, I guess Rachel will build here. Perfect. Okay, so then let's keep doing that. Let's keep expanding this. Okay, so I also want an additional orbital platform here. You're already here. Just keep doing that. Hello, Kyle. Enjoy your lurk, Kyle. I'm not gonna say no to... Wait. Who's dying? Oh, right. I forgot she's got that Go Juice withdrawal. Can we manufacture Go Juice? I feel like I'm gonna see if I can just manufacture it for her, but it may require materials that I don't have access to. Oh, you know what? It's a research I don't have. Go Juice requires what? Nutramine and Yayo. Yayo requires psychoid leaves. Okay, so basically, because we're not growing stimulants, I can't actually give the Go Juice to Rachel, which is actually really frustrating. I don't think I saw a single person that we could have bought Go Juice from. So, that's a little unfortunate. Also, I don't know why everyone's pawn names keep disconnecting. That's really odd. Oh my god. Hey, so remember that scavenger group? They found a cataphract helmet. Cataphract helmets have the same amount of... Let's see here. 62% vacuum resistance, which means... I think that's the same as a recon helm. Oh no, it's better. Wait, hold on. Alright, this one is going to Comrade Ray. Alright, she's got the really cool, funny hat now. Which means Ray should now have 100%. Oh, still 92%. That's really unfortunate. I guess there's not really an easy way to make that go any higher. Yeah. Okay. But hey, she's got a funny helmet. The cataphract helmets also provide... What does it actually do? Aiming accuracy is plus 15%. She is using a rifle, so that does make sense. Highly armored, the drug addicted on withdrawal. I mean, you could. That seems like a bad idea. Maybe we shouldn't be giving people drugs. All right. I forgot whose we're going to do. We're going to adjust Sweet Todd's equipment, right? Okay, Sweet Todd. We're going to give you a proper equipment set now. So you're going to get the Shield Warrior, which means you will require at least one more ballistic shield, and you're going to need at least a powered short sword and a powered mace, so you will have your weapons ready to go. And that should be fine. Yeah, so at least you'll have your weapons set up. Some people are over-kitted. Xonia's like over-kitted all the time. Goodness gracious, carrying all that's just too heavy. It's the shield. The shield is too much. Yeah. Because I think, well, if you get the undersuit, then it's a lot easier to carry all this. Oh, maybe having the tactical vest would have helped too, but with the lack of tactical vest, that's a bit of a problem. Anyways, hopefully the builders can actually build things. As you can see, they're slapping it out fairly quickly. And then we'll probably do something like this so that it looks somewhat okay. I probably do need to add a door, but I don't really want to add a door right now. I guess we'll add a door here. It's fine in case they need to go outside, but it's not something I really want to do. Maybe I'd set up a second airlock, but yeah, sure, why not? I think it'd be appropriate to add another airlock. More airlocks are always aesthetically pleasing, wouldn't you agree? And we don't put... That's too late. Let's put the lock... You know what? Maybe there's no need for a lock. Maybe we don't need an airlock after all. That's unnecessary. Just don't get trapped on the outside and should be fine. Yeah, alright, slap this out here too. And then that should create a fully sealed, essentially, chamber in which our pawns can move between the, you know what I'm talking about? Move between the ship and the base, right? And we've also set up the sewage dump port, so if they poop, it actually goes where it belongs. So that's another bonus. Okay, perfect. So that's set up, so now we need to fill this with light. So the same thing about every 2 tiles. And then we'll need to oxygenate it, obviously, as well. And then the other thing I need to do is, since we collected oxygen, I'm going to now have these basically expunge their oxygen tanks. So what's going to happen is that if I did this right, these should empty out their O2 tanks. And it should deposit it in here. Although I'm not sure... Oh, it's not going to do that because... You know why? Because it's not hooked up yet. Yep, that's what I thought was going to happen. Because essentially we had moved the connection point around, but now that it's up here, we gotta set it up again. And that should get us our O2. By the way, these people are still dying of the flu, but they should be fine. Oh, the other thing too, where's Immortal? Immortal has fought bravely running around with prosthetic legs. I will hereby... Oh, shoot, I thought I had an Architect leg. Where'd it go? Did I forget to pick up the Architect leg? That can't be right. Where's my Architect leg? Okay, where's Immortal? Alright, time for Immortal to get a brand new leg. Here we go. So we're gonna replace Immortal's right leg. Yeah, that's fine. We're gonna give Immortal a new right leg, and that should be okay. We may also give Immortal like a new eye, since again, we have a lot of materials for the time being. Primarily, I think we're gonna be gated by gold. I think. I actually have no idea how much. We have 159 gold, which is not actually a lot, especially with how much nanoweave and high-density hex cells cost. So, at some point, it becomes prudent for us to keep trading for more gold. For now, it's not that big of a deal. Umi's doing okay. We can probably... Actually, Umi would have Umi build things. I forgot that Umi's got a passion in construction. Just allow Umi to construct things and should be fine. Alright, Umi, time to pick up a hammer and chisel and start slapping things together until everything's fine. So you can see now that it's kind of hard to see, but this does have an atmosphere, kind of. I also want to add a nice floor here, so we're gonna do, I guess we'll just do more. I think we'll do steel tiles to kind of differentiate from the sealed area to the not sealed area. So maybe something like this is fine. It maybe doesn't look the best, but I think it's fine. It's acceptable. So, at the very least, we know people can live here without oxygen. The main issue... Well, one, temperature sucks. So, that's another thing we have to worry about. Obviously, we have a lot of food. We need to find a way to freeze it and store it. And we'll need a kitchen somewhere, which I haven't bothered to build a kitchen yet. So, I think what we're going to do is we're going to rearrange this. My thinking is you don't need a big kitchen. Especially if you already have a nutrient-based dispenser for emergencies. I think you could probably do something over here for a kitchen, and then you can probably set this up as like a food storage area with giant containers of, you know, rice and other stuff. Ichihachi takodachi, Ichihachi takodachi. What do you mean Ichihachi takodachi? 1-8? I thought you were gonna say something like Rokunana or something that I've been seeing even people like Fubuki going, Rokunana, ha 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 ha. I never understood the joke of 6-7. Why is that number so funny to kids? Anyways, hello Alana, how are you? I'll never understand modern day children humor. It's nonsense, I swear. Ina. Oh, okay, gotcha. Did Ina come out with something new that I have not listened to yet? Is that what's going on? Maybe I need to go pay attention to more Ina content, whatever she's been up to. No, it's old. Okay, I am forgetting then. You're just loopy. Are you sick? Are you getting sick now too? It always seems like everyone's getting sick. Build the pipe. Build the pipe. Radanya, you need to build all these pipes. Okay, there we go. So now this should start. Okay, there we go. So now we're dumping out all the O2 from this container, and it will pump it into these containers. And now look at this. Now we have a lot of oxygen ready to go. I do remember you were sick. Yes, I recall that. It did not seem like a good time. It seemed like a very awful time, in fact. One could say very not poggers. Some would say anti-poggers. Yesterday you found that I'm coughing fit so bad that your diaphragm is still... Are you sure you didn't catch the COVIDs? You didn't catch the COVIDs, right? Oh wait, you know what we can do? Now that we have all this steel? Hold on. Each of these require 200 steel, so if I'm willing to run through about 1,000 steel, I can add another giant stack of these beautiful hydroponics basins. Ooh, let's use 600 steel to make more hydroponics basins. That'll be fine. I'm sure there will be no disastrous consequence from this decision whatsoever. Oh, you know what else? This. Oh, you know what? I think I need a second. This room's not actually vacuumed or O2 safe, by the way, which is weird. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. These are skylights. For those know, these naturally have a built-in sun lamp. Yeah, they already have a built-in sun lamp, so you actually don't need anything else. VGP, pretty strong stuff, I tell you what. When you don't have to do anything else. So as long as there's, you know, room, they're as long as there's stuff, they're quite happy. As long as there's electricity, that's all they need. Oh, I forgot to use the Elysium trimmings. Dang it. Yeah, I mean, otherwise I know something could maybe crash down in through the roof and destroy everything, which would be not good. And then I'd be complaining about why is everything bad happening? It's so sad and tragic. Yeah. Let's see. So I want to automate this because this thing just takes forever. So I need one small machine frame, a basic AI chip, and a robotic arm. So I need a basic AI chip, small machine frame, and a robotic arm. I think that's just those three, right? Should not be that hard to make. Also, these fabricators are working around the clock. I'm now going to set this to 175 each. Rip through my steel until I have all the components that I could possibly need. And then that should be fine. Actually, the other thing I've been meaning to do is upgrading our battery system, because we've been using these graph ship capacitors, which they're cute and they work, but I think we're at the point in our colony experience where we could probably justify adding a 256K battery. Although this might be a little too expensive, so maybe we'll do a 64K battery, which will hold 64,000 watt days of power. The only issue is that obviously it's a lot of materials and also costs one advanced AI core, which we can also make because we do have spare M. You can make that. Well, using sun lamps with normal growth vats is more effective than those advanced ones. While it might be harder to set up, it might be more effective. No. So really, the main thing is that the normal hydroponics basins, right, have a, I believe. Let's see here. So the normal hydroponics basins have a fertility max of 280%. These advanced hydroponics basins that don't require a sun lamp have a growth capacity of 310%. So no matter what you do, it is always more efficient to just use these. Now, granted, power-wise, it is probably better to use the sun lamp method. So, okay, you can fit, each of these require 70. A sun lamp consumes 1500, so you divide that 1500 by, like, what, the 21 that you can fit in a normal circle around a hydroponics basin. So, actually, no, I think the advanced hydroponics is still actually more efficient. Yeah, I think the advanced hydroponics basin actually is still more efficient. At least that's my interpretation of the math. Oh, so hello, Marksman, how are you? I'm just researching whatever. I think we'll do finale on Monday. I was also considering today might be the finale, but I was like, let's just see how much more I can make this base look more space basey. Plus, there's a couple things I wanted to try doing for fun because we have materials again. So, because I'm insane, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna start setting up our little space base section over here. So I want a security room and then a giant med bay, essentially, that can be accessed from this corridor. Right, so what I'm thinking structurally is, well, one, we'll need to dig out a little bit more here. So this is going to be a little dumb, but I'm going to break this vacuum seal. It's not even vacuum sealed anyways, so just break that out. And I'm thinking we'll do maybe, let's see here. I can figure out where it is. So I'm thinking the security room, essentially, like where we store weapons and whatnot, would go approximately here. And then you would put the medical bay about here. basically have a giant space hospital. Like, this is what I'm thinking. What do you think? Should we have a giant space hospital? It makes sense, right? That makes sense. However, I have a special idea that I really want to try doing if we have the resources to do so. So I'm gonna need this to go up here, and then I'm gonna make a new special room. Let's see. It's 1, 2, 3. We'll need to move this around. I don't like how this is set up. Yes, Infidave, hello. I have an idea for a very, very special room that I want to add. That's right around. I think I want it like gonna be about this big. Oh, congrats on getting your PC fixed. I know that you were having issues with it. How bad was the PC problem? Since I know you were talking about it earlier. Okay. Hopefully your PS. Are you buying like a random no-name Chinesium PSU? Do not skimp out on your PSU, please. If you're gonna buy a PSU, get a good quality one. You never want to skimp out on a PSU, especially because how important that is to making sure your PC doesn't explode, you know? Please get a good PSU. Okay, good. You got a good one? Nice. That's all that matters. Okay. So now I'm gonna start building steel walls, like right around here is fine, I think. Yeah. That's exactly what I want to do. So thankfully, Garm and Boomhouse are very good at digging rocks. I'm gonna also set up an auto door here. We need to start sealing this off as well. Trust me, my grand plan is gonna be so absurd that you're gonna wonder, why am I allowed to even do things? You got a UPS too? Nice. Okay, good. You replace the old one, you have two now. At least you have a good UPS and a good PSU. Maybe we'll drop $2 grand with a good rig and not protect with a good UPS for 10% of that. Because people want to minimize costs as much as possible, even if it's a stupid thing to do. Especially when it comes to computer parts. That's fun. And how much you're spending on it. You want to make sure you actually commit to good, you know, security on it, right? Or a good protection on the power grid side. Never understood people who were really into like, I'm just gonna do the absolute bare minimum. And you gotta spend money, all right, to have a good experience. Okay, these don't automatically mine themselves out, which is really annoying too. It's a whole rabbit hole, yeah, but it's a good rabbit hole. All right, there we go. Let's just dig this all out. All right, we're gonna order all this area dug out. So we'll have the security room, and then this will be a bunch of very spicy things that you will see soon enough. And then this is probably a very bad design, but I don't care. I also want to extend out this corridor like this. So this room is vacuum sealed, so maybe we don't do that yet. Obviously, as Garm continues to dig this out. I guess also you're paying Philippine prices for parts, which means you're already at a disadvantage. I hate saying that. I joke on the Philippines a lot, but yeah, if you're paying Philippine prices for things, you are legitimately at a severe disadvantage in terms of costs, especially with, you know, the prices of everything nowadays just sucks. Also, Rachel is dying of what? That Go Juice addiction, right? Okay. Can't really do much about that. The Go Juice addiction is just too intense. Are these emptied out now? These are still not emptied out. We have enough oxygen to last us a very long time. We can be up here for quite some time. There we go. At least we're digging this. Where's Kamradanya? I need more people to build. Can you build this thing? Like now? I know we were working on the toilets and stuff earlier, but we gotta build this other stuff out soon. Who are my other builders? I think all my builders already have a vac suit, which is very funny. Umi's the only one who doesn't, but Umi I don't really want to trust to go outside into the void of space, where she will probably choke to death. Alright, so the other thing too is I can start adding walls here, or doors here. So this is going to be the kitchen in this area, and I think we'll put a giant freezer unit somewhere here. I'd like to move the door like that, and I think that'll be perfectly reasonable to work with. Yeah. I'm always... You know what's really weird about the Philippines? So... I have a family member who I'm not gonna say likes watching Philippine. There's a lot of videos of Filipino, like rich Filipino women going to travel to foreign countries, and apparently it's very common to for them to take their servants with them. which I was like, oh, okay. So there's a lot of videos of them just like, here's this rich Filipino woman with her servant, and they're going to go to Hong Kong or Japan or China, and then they will, you know, give their servants like lots of gifts and stuff because, oh, look how wealthy I am, type thing. I don't know. I was like, I didn't realize it's like a form of content that people like to watch, but I was like, all right, this definitely is a form of content that exists. Who am I to judge, right? People like watching all sorts of stuff. Did we make all this stuff yet? Okay, so cool. So I'm gonna get rid of this chair. Or we're gonna move it to... What is the loading? Let's put it over here. Let's put it over by the loading bench. Okay, so let's see if I do this right. I need more undersuits is the problem. Can I rotate the graphic? I cannot. It's a lot of meteors that you're buying. Steel and granite. The steel is good because I actually need steel. Granite is more annoying because I don't really care for granite, so that's fine. Thankfully, the base is safe, I think. Okay, so let's get Immortal set up with this surgery once they're free from this. I need to watch how much steel I have because I only got like 2,000 left. Trust, this will be a very great thing that we're working on, and it'll look fantastic. Okay, so we need to build this out soon because otherwise this room is going to be deoxygenated very, very quickly. As there's no vacuum to protect it. Or no vacuum barrier. Yeah, okay, maybe we have to be a little careful about that. Maybe I should have put a vac barrier instead. I guess a vac barrier would be safer for now. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't do that. I feel like I should have just done a vac barrier. Yeah. Alright, let's do vac barriers. We replace it. Yeah, we'll put a vac barrier there. And then we'll put one... Yeah, we don't need that one there. And then that way they can just build. Yes, this is under one giant rock mountain. It literally says rock roof thin, so a drop pod raid would probably kill people on there. But the same thing could be said of our ship. If they started landing on our ship, it would be very, very bad, as I do not have any protection for our ship at all. For example, maybe I should be adding sealant poppers. I have not bothered adding sealant poppers to anywhere on the ship, so if something bad happens, yeah, we all explode into a million tiny pieces, and that would be very not good. Oh my god, I thought that noise was something else. Hey, look, gold! We do need more gold, so I'm not gonna complain. I just realized you actually can't hear the mining sound because they're in a vacuum. That's a cute detail. I never really thought about that, but yeah, that's cute. Now, let's let Anya sleep. Okay, is there any events that we can run to maybe make people happy? Oh, I knew there was like a lot of... I remember last time you couldn't hear the noise. I could have sworn I remember talking about this before, but I knew in the context of guns, that's how it worked. I didn't really think that's how it worked also for mining sounds. That's kind of where I'm getting at. But I do remember we were fighting in vacuum and we didn't hear a lot of noises, so... I do recall that. Alright. Is Umi almost aged up? Yes. Umi, you're gonna age up soon. Are you excited to see what type of passions you're gonna gain? Oh, you'll even get 2 passions if we can get you to growth tier 7. Ooh. Which realistically, you'll probably make it. Yeah, because you're getting 3.4 per day. So in 3 days, you'll make it. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Comrade Anya is like on the verge of having a mental breakdown, so... Airman Joker is gonna be... Oh, that's the problem. All my builders are dying. Okay, Nahil's doing the surgery. Maybe Nahil shouldn't be doing this very expensive surgery. Alright, how about you just not do this? And we have the other, more qualified doctor do this expensive surgery. Alright. Let's have... Okay. Why is it always trying to have Nahil do the surgery? I don't want Nahil to do the surgery, because Nahil's gonna screw it up. What killed you this time? You're not dead. You're dying of the flu. Yeah, you caught space flu. You're fine. Your immunity is building up very quickly. Our medicine stockpile is so good. We're basically just feeding people Glitter World medicines because we have too much of it at this point. I wish I was joking when I said that too, but I legitimately have so much Glitter World medicine that's essentially what we've been using to tend to most people's injuries. Yeah, kind of nutty. The main problem is that having someone to craft Glitter World medicine is a little difficult. There's only 2 or 3 people that can do it. One of them is Havel, because it essentially is drug production. And so we need to have someone that's capable of making drugs. All right. You're fine now. Get to work. Time to wakey. All right. Who else is missing parts? Okay. I want to at least fix people's bodies up at some point. Xanth is missing an eye, so I guess we'll get Xanth an eye. The brain scar. Nose. I think we have like 3 people missing noses for some reason. Good God. All right, let's make like a bunch of spare noses. I didn't realize how many people are just missing their nose. Okay, so... yeah, it seems like you're missing an eye, yes. So I will grant you the joy of 1 standard bionic eye. Ooh, if we give someone a... hold on, if we give someone a protective exoskeleton, or an exoskeleton suit, they can carry more things. Wait, how much more does this add? Oh, 30 hyperwaves, I can't afford this. Carrying faster 25, incoming damage by 80%. Oh my god, that's actually really good. Can't afford it though. What a shame. Synthetic tissue, replace damage areas, requires synthered, synthetic bone. Okay, you can't really afford most of this. You're missing an eye. Listen, it's up to you. Listen, we could give you an eye patch. We just kind of didn't bother. Didn't feel like you needed it really, so, you know, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. All right, we're gonna replace the job of crafting with robots. We're adding robot-based crafting to our economy now. So I'm gonna order... here's a builder that's not Anya, because Anya's on the verge of a mental breakdown. It'll match your VTuber model. You know what? Fair enough. Sometimes I forget that you're a VTuber. Imagine being a VTuber in this day and age. How cringe is that? Oh my gosh, our TPS is cratering. Why is my TPS 150? I can't make this go any faster. Yeah. I think this run is basically reaching its maximum speed because of how much stuff we have going on. Doesn't help that we're managing this many pawns, obviously. It's probably what's really killing it. Oh well. You cringe, but you're also free. I mean, that's true. Do you embrace your cringe or do you reject your cringe? That's the question we must ask ourselves on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, Rachel's gonna just stay there for a while. I'm gonna order Havel to slap this together. I think Havel's more than capable of making this. Yeah. Speaking of cringe stuff, I never really thought about this, but I've been seeing videos of like street photographers, and at first I'm like, man, that sounds kind of interesting, but the more I watch them, like, these people are just taking photos of random people on the street, and like it's not even like asking them to take photos. They're just like, as they're walking by, they just snap a photo of someone. And I'm like, I mean, I guess it's trying to capture the, you know, like actual life, but at the same time it's like, ooh, it seems a little cringy, you know, to kind of do that. Also, why is this not... is this not capable of crafting? Wait a second. Crafting seal 8. This should craft it, right? Alright, so... okay, so I'm trying to figure out why is my assembler not assembling unless it doesn't recognize the nano assembler as a valid facility in which to craft. Okay, place where palm would stand facing more power it, which also it's adjacent to the tile, perform work in many ways. Okay, so maybe it needs to reach out even one more tile further. No, but it sees the 3 tiles, and it already has the thing to craft in front of it. Or does it need to cancel it first? Okay, so yeah, it's got to cancel it first, and then it'll start crafting it. Got it. Okay. So essentially, as long as these are constantly refilled with nanoweave, plasteel, and high-density hex cells, which are being made on the other one, we can essentially have this device craft a aerial undersuit all the time, perpetually. And I think that's really cool, and it's gonna give our pawns a little bit more free time instead of standing there and making the dang thing, right? Okay, so now this is vac sealed. I need another oxygen pipe in here, or another O2 pump. So we'll do that, and then we can add more walls. Basically, at this point, it's just, can our pawns build? Our pawns don't like going out to build, is the problem. It's a very slow process. Maybe if we can get them off of the, you know, off the... Who actually has the aerial undersuits? Aerial undersuits. Okay, wait, actually a bunch of people do. Like Airman here has undersuits. You actually don't need the vac suit anymore. So I'm gonna have you drop that, and I'm gonna have you put on your NEKOGRADian uniform. Take the nice blue fur one. By the way, look at how good that, look at how that looks on a male pawn, I think, yeah. Perfect. So the main benefit of this is that they're no longer bogged down by the speed penalty of the vac suit. Look at that. Look at how fast they work now, and he's trapped. All right, yeah, maybe we should probably open this up. Let's just mine this all out real quick. Okay. Undersuits also make them faster. Yeah, that's true too. That's a good point. Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, you kind of stuck yourself out here. So what I'm gonna do, just because it's a little ridiculous, I'm gonna have you just dismantle this wall here. All right. Now you're safe again. Maybe we need to watch a little bit more where people are kind of digging. You know what I mean? There we go. Basically, the security room, I want it accessible from more or less just this area. I have a silly idea, and I think it'll be really cool if I can get it done right. But it's a question of, can I get it done right? Okay, you wanna maybe seal this up now so you don't accidentally lock yourself out? That'd be great. Who else has the undersuit? Okay, Garm has one. You're not space capable. Yeah, hold on. This is Rare Pickle. Okay, so I'm gonna give Rare Pickle a helmet. I know we have spare helmets hanging around. Okay, and then this will mean Rare Pickle is now cleared for outdoor work. Okay, good. Next is... Sun is now cleared for outdoor work as well. Havel's already been cleared. Okay, but Havel no longer needs the vac suit, so we're gonna have Havel swap out to the NEKOGRADian uniform because these are just the nicest option we have. I like the undersuits, quite frankly. Like, I think it is a good reward for reaching this state of the game. Like, we're so close, like, we're near the end already. But having it as an option to us is just really cool to have. Also, I love the look of this gun link with the vac suit helmet. It's so... Look at this, hold on. This is peak performance right here. Space capable, with a beautiful cape, with a helmet, with a hat attached to it, with another hat underneath it, with a gun link. It's just stacking items on top of items, and it's so good. It's so unnecessary, but I love it. This is perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. It's perfectly reasonable to have this type of thing. Who else had the aerial undersuits? Okay, who else? Okay, so Boomhouse no longer needs this either, so we're gonna swap Boomhouse for another NEKOGRADian uniform. And then Funbound also is now capable of going out by swapping out for a nice uniform. And yeah, that's basically it. Perfect. In Soviet NEKOGRAD, you become the Matroshka? Exactly. What we need is more, again, we're gonna need more battle capes, but we just don't have the materials to make more battle capes. I do think for the future runs, I will keep this mod that adds the battle cloaks. Quite frankly, I love how they look. Even though we didn't make all of them, we have access to armored ones and reconnaissance ones. I really like how they look. Yeah, it's literally a mod called Battle Cloaks. Everything looks cooler with capes, okay? Everything is much cooler with capes, even if capes are completely unnecessary. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a door access to the hospital. Let's put it here. And then what I want to do here is when we're gonna seal this up like this. This room is gonna require, let's see. I'm gonna require at least a security door, which then connects to probably a vac barrier. I still have steel, right? Yes. Okay, just make sure I still have steel. Yeah, yeah, exactly. What does Edna mode know anyways? She's a hack, right? She's a hack. I didn't say that though, don't let her, you didn't hear that from me. Okay, this is fine, actually, perfect. Oh, this is gonna be great. You're gonna love this. I think I did the research correctly, so once this is cleared out, I'll show you exactly what I'm planning on doing. You know what? I think this will even make more sense with a double security door system. There's a very angry woman at the door to the office. Is she puntable? Is she someone that you're just gonna punt away? Is that what's going on? Oh, are these not hooked up to the oxygen? I just realized they're not. Yeah, okay, we're gonna need more O2 pipes. Let's run the O2 pipe system all the way through like this. You're trying Vic 3 again. How's that working out for you? Time to die. Listen, you don't have to play Vic 3. You can free yourself from Paradox strategy games. You just have to choose to not play it. You could realize, you know what? I'm going to choose today to be a normal human being and embrace my day-to-day mundanity and not play full autismo map games. Actually, wait, aren't they doing that new update soon that changes how war goes? I saw that they're changing like how supply and combat works, and I'm like, okay, I'll actually play Vic 3 again when they do that. I'm actually kind of curious to see what changes that's going to do. Alright. Okay, so why are we not crafting more undersuits? What are we missing? We don't have enough nano weave, got it. So thankfully we can just keep slapping it out. But it requires grabbing a lot of materials. Yeah. That sounds about right. Gotta grab all the stuff, come over here. Grab our gold supply. You want to fabricate things over there. We don't have high density hex cells, just the nano weave. Yeah, okay. Oh, the base game? I think you just got the base game, right? Because I think I got it from a Humble Bundle, so I was like, does anyone want this? And I gave it to you. Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, good luck is all I can say. Do we have enough food, by the way? I need to make sure we have enough food. We're growing a lot of rice, so we can stay in space for at least an extended period of time. It's just our pawns aren't building as fast as I would like, is the other issue. Yeah. We have 4,000 more units of steel. And then now that this is expanded out, I can add another wall here. And then here. I'm hoping the way I do this is gonna look correct. But I can't guarantee anything. In fact, I might actually have to expand it a little deeper, but it'll be fine. Because what I'm gonna do is literally useless for Rimworld, and it's more for me as an aesthetic choice, because I'm like, oh, this is gonna be really cool to have. But they gotta dig this out first. I also want this dug out. And we may need to put some security turrets here at some point, but since we're never gonna get invaded, you know, it really doesn't matter. You didn't realize Dainam doesn't start with any wood? I mean, you're playing as essentially a Southeast Asian country in a time when all the European powers, yeah, you're not gonna have anything in general. I don't remember like the last country I played in Vic 3. I think the last time I played Vic 3, I tried playing as... Oh, I was playing the Papal States, because I was like, what if we make the Papal States the greatest power in all of the world and bring the power of the Christendom to the masses? You know, that type of thing. That type of thing. It was very dumb, but it worked. I was actually, like, surprised at how well it panned out. Okay, how many more undersuits do we need? How many more helmets do we need to make? I think we need to make more helmets. Now that we have a lot of vac suits, helmets are, like, the biggest issue. So... let's order a couple more helmets, more vac suit helmets. Making moves like Stakui. God, I remember Stakui. I remember like a long time ago, one of his viewers or something came in here and started talking about, like, oh, come join the Stakui community. Come on in, come join us. It'll be great in multiplayer. I'm like, maybe, but like, dude, chill. I don't know who that was. They came in, they started doing all that, and I'm like, all right, I should probably maybe put a stop to this type of stuff in the future, because I was like, this is a little ridiculous. Like, I get wanting to support your favorite content creator and being like, you know, hey, look, this person does like stuff that you might like doing, come on by. But it's like, brother, if you're gonna be like in my face about it, it's like, I'm gonna care even less. Exactly, it's just like the whole rudeness about it. I'm like, all right. And then like, yeah, because they followed, they said a bunch of stuff, and then they joined the Discord, and then basically they're just trying to get me to join like the Stakui multiplayer Discord. And then and then they unfollowed at some point after. And I was like, all right, so that was just the whole purpose, was to try to advertise for this content creator. I don't think they were doing it for the content creator, but it was more just like they were doing it of their own volition, and it was just like, it just left a very sour taste in my mouth. If that makes sense, right? Hopefully that makes sense. All right, let's see if we can add this steel wall here now that Havel's ready. Because basically what we're trying to do is trying to get this wall set up here. I want this vac barrier 5 tile wide set up. It's gonna look nice. That was a pretty hefty meteor. That landed incredibly close to this setup that I have here, Umi. I don't like that. That was very spooky. We don't need that find out anymore. I need the rest of this dug out. This needs to be dug out. All this. That's the main goal now. Dig this out. We should have enough rice for the time being. How's the weather? Unironically, I am hearing thunder and rain. So, you know, you interpret that as you desire. Oh, hey, look, that's actually a good meteor. The problem is I don't have a way up there. There's a big one of uranium too. There's a lot of meteors that are hitting us. We are gonna have an access to the outdoors soon from this point once we get this set up. Why is it raining in space? Who's pissing in space? Why would you do this? Why would you make it piss in space? It's cursed. It's cursed, I tell you. Okay. I would like, where's Garm? Hey, Garm, eat your state mandated nutrient paste. What I'm gonna do is I need this entire section dug out because I have some things I want to build, at least order them built. Since we've already got this planned out, I'm gonna get rid of the plans. Because I already know what goes where. No, you're already here. No, just dig it all out. You can shower later. Showering is for later. Digging is forever. All right, the rocks call to Garm, hoping that Garm will answer the call of the rocks. There we go. Come on. Okay. So this clears out I believe this is the medical room. And then it's a matter of digging this out. Now, the main issue here is there's a lot of plasteel, which is gonna take some time. Hey, you know what? In previous runs, it's usually Infidave that is stuck in the mines. So maybe it's actually nice that it's a different person this time stuck in the mines, right? Maybe that's the nice thing. It's someone else that gets to suffer out here in the deep vestiges of space. We'll also need more oxygen pumps here. This one's also gonna need, I think this one will need an industrial size pump. Like this is probably fine. And then this one will probably need a standard size O2 pump here. And then, well, trust me, once we get here, you'll understand. I have an idea. Basically, I may have been watching a couple, I might have been seeing clips of Gundam recently. And, you know, it'd be kind of cool to have a hangar, especially because I have mods that allow me to build docking points where we can store mechas. Completely unnecessary. Sure, Gunlink is fine. Thankfully, no, I'm pretty good at not running into that, I think, maybe. Although I don't think I control that. I need these ponds to build more, but there's just so much that needs building. I need to get Anya out of this vac suit as well. I wish there was a way to increase the work speed of these, but I'm not sure if that's a thing that we can do. With automation... Adaptive assemblers... With an adaptive assembler, you can craft even faster, but it has to download recipes from adjacent recipe databases, which is fine. If we're playing Factorio, this would be kind of neat. Maybe we'll do a factory run one day, because I've always used Rim Factory, but we've never had an opportunity to really make a factory in the realm of, like, Factorio, you know what I mean? I think that'd be kind of neat to do, but obviously that's a lot of extra effort, and maybe it's not really worth it. It's just something that I'm thinking about. But soon, every pawn will have their state-mandated madeware. Let's make sure the nanoweave is the highest priority. Funbound is base capable. Yeah, that's right. Actually, we are gonna start running. Oh, we actually got that gold, didn't we? Oh, we did get the gold. Nice. Okay, cool. Let me also order this one dug out. Other thing, I might, on the Discord server, I may or may not either make a photography channel, or I might convert the travel channel in, like, Oak's Travel Dumping Ground into, like, a photography channel where I can just dump pictures that I take. I don't think anyone really cares or wants to see all the photos, but since I'm going to be taking a lot more photos for fun, I might try it out, just so I can have someone somewhere people can critique the photographs that I take. Because, hey, photos are cool. Right? Wouldn't you agree? Okay, so how am I gonna design this? So... Oh, actually, this exosuit stuff might actually require a lot more space. So a maintenance... Okay, so a dock point temporarily parks the frame. A maintenance gantry... Okay, so what I'm gonna do... We may need more room. So instead of adding additional walls, let me dig this out first, and let's just see how much space I'm gonna need once we can get all this plasteel dug out. But that's gonna be the hardest part. Even someone like Rare Pickle, who has no skill in smacking rocks, is trying their best. The problem is our builders are slow. They don't want to build any faster. So many things to do, but they move slowly. Havel's trying. As you can see, all this. If I can get Havel... Let's see, Havel's move speed is what now? Havel's move speed has 91 because he's missing toe and has a massive scratch on... Okay, so... Havel's move speed is 4.6, which is reduced because of the cloak, which is fine, but also the movement penalty and the carried weight. Yeah, it's the weight. It's always how much they're carrying. Maybe we should invest in some exoskeleton frames on some people. Actually, wait a second. I forgot. How many people did I add augments to? Because I do need to keep track of their biostability. So I know Immortal I gave something to, right? Yeah, so Immortal's biostability is still kind of repairing, so maybe we don't fix Immortal up more than that. But I wish we just had Hyperweave. Actually, hold on, I have an idea. Why don't we have enough rice? Why don't we trade for some Hyperweave? Let's go... load this up, and let's see if we can find... Would normal industrial people have Hyperweave, or would only be the Empire? Let's bring all this excess here, and... let's get rid of the... hold on, the sculptures, I think. We'll sell the prosthetic arms, that's fine. I have a plasteel Zweihander, but no one's really gonna use that, so I'm okay selling that too. Don't really need that. Oh, that persona wait, this persona amplifying rod is so bad no one wants it because its value's 46. I'm okay selling the super rare gun and bring like 2,000 silver. Okay, let's load that up and we'll see if anyone was willing to buy our trinkets and baubles. That should be okay. We will need to go to the surface again. I'm down to 2,500 steel, so in the course of about 2 in-game days, we ripped through most of it. I'd like to add additional housing areas. Oh, wait. Where did this sandstone meteor come from? Oh, someone's meteor actually did destroy... Whose meteor was this? Almost destroyed my helium-3 storage, which would have meant that this entire space would have run out of power. More importantly, it almost hit the fusion reactor, which would have been really, really bad. Please don't destroy my fusion reactor. I spent a lot of resources on that thing. I would like to keep it for as long as possible, you know? It's really cool. Don't want to just lose that out of the blue. So you expand this wall out like this, probably. Yeah, that's probably fine. It's not ideal, but it'll work. Everyone's still... Yeah, it's still not ready for permanent living yet. Okay, Rachel's go juice addiction is going to be really bad. 11 days to be cured of this addiction. Time to eat the fusion reactor. I mean, if you can eat an entire fusion core, I will actually be impressed. If you can have verifiable proof that you can consume this, more power to you. I need to see it, though. I need to see it with my own 2 eyes. Okay, who else got the Errol undersuits? Errol. Alright, just check where's got 100. Okay, so rare pickle... Okay, let's just see here. We're just gonna scan. Okay, so... Zeoposer needs a helmet. Okay, let's get Zeoposer a helmet. Because the helmet, I don't think it reduces their, Okay, yeah, we'll have you do that. So Zeoposer is free. Okay, next is... Who's next? I know Ray's got one. Exonia needs a helmet, and now Exonia's free to go explore outside as well. So we will unrestrict Exonia. Who's next? Boomhouse is fine. Okay. Alright, perfect. So those 2 individuals are now free to explore the rest of the base. Now that they've acquired their state-mandated helmets and their state-mandated undersuits. Also, I don't know why... Oh, no, she does have cat ears. That's fine. And then I do need to set up a centralized heating apparatus, because right now we're just kind of relying on these heaters, which they don't really consume that much power, which is fine, but it is something to keep in mind. Hello, Flaming. How are you doing? You just want to bought all the 4... Oh my god, you bought all the DLC. So it might not. So, okay, so you bought all the DLC. Great. How are you enjoy? Wait, which ones have you not? Which ones were you missing? Also, hello, Greenwell. How are you doing, comrade? Welcome. Okay, I'm just wondering because I know the DLC is a little pricey, some would say, but as long as you're enjoying it, you know, more power to you. I haven't bought a Hoi 4 DLC in... Well, actually, I do buy them all. I buy all the train simulators for DLC. God. I still can't believe Train Simulators DLC is that much money. Like, honestly. I get people who love train simulators and train games. I mean, I'm a sucker for that type of stuff, too. But, good God, every time I look at the price of that game, I'm like, I'm not touching this. I am not touching Train Simulator. Okay, you forgot, oh, you got allergies? What are you allergic to? Is it just like generic seasonal allergies? We are approaching spring. Okay, we're gonna research... I don't even know what to research anymore. I don't want to use eccentric weapons for this run. It's not really something I want to do. I don't really need cosmetic implants, we already have it, unless someone really wants a thrumble horn in their noggin. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do. We should have been fermenting. Since we're in space now, we can be fermenting. We could have been making vodka the whole time. I could have been making vodka this entire time. Why are we growing rice? We should be growing potatoes. Hold on. Let's select this entire stack here. Yeah, we should have been growing potatoes the whole time. Oh, I remember why we're not growing potatoes. Because they're the fertility sensitivity is only 40%, so they actually take way longer to grow than rice. You know what? They're Japanese communist cat girls who are also part Russian. They actually consume large amounts of sake instead. All right, there's our interpretation. There's how I'm gonna interpret it now. There we go. Just totally forgot most drinks have color and body doesn't consent to artificial colors. Oh, gotcha. That sucks. I hope you'll be okay. That is really unfortunate, though. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully the sheer amount of whatever it is in your drinking isn't going to kill you. Oh, okay, so you're gonna play it leisurely with a friend. Got it. Okay, well, at least with the new DLC, you have access to all the cool focus trees and other countries. Like, I don't know, if you want to play... I saw, like, I think one of the worst ones if you really want to play. If you really want to hate yourself, go play, I think, Afghanistan in Hoi 4. There is a bunch of achievements in there that basically require you to capitulate the Soviet Union. It will make you want to tear your hair out. It is probably like the most painful nonsense in the game right now. But if you have the willpower to do it, go for it. But I'm warning you, it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck a lot. But hey, you know what? Some people are capable of doing it. I don't know, worst comes to worst, you can just be like, can Ranu do this? Maybe. Maybe Ranu's capable. Let me check something real quick. I need to check the workshop on Steam for something. I believe it's the Exosuit Framework mod is what I'm running around with. I just want to kind of see how Aoba has set up their Exosuit factories. Okay, that looks a little janky, but I think we can make that work. So it's about a 5-tile wide abomination. So what I think I'm gonna do is I need 5 tiles inside the rock. 5 tiles deep. So we can maybe set up 3. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So set up 15. We can go 3 deep. So we'll need 5. This 5. We need 6. So you need to account for walls. Okay, so this is as deep as we need it to be. I am the Hoi 4 base games you can play together right away. I mean, that's true too, because like the one nice thing about Paradox games, as long as one of you has the DLC, if you're playing multiplayer, all of you have access to the DLC. It's actually very nice. That it's actually like one of the most generous DLC practices I've ever seen. Because a lot of other games are like, if not everyone owns the DLC, you can't play with that DLC. I think Civilization was like that for like the longest time until 6, where everyone had to have the same exact content or it just straight up wouldn't work. Nowadays, it's like, all right, as long as you have it, you can play it, but your friends might not be able to play that content. That's cheap. I'm sure you could have gotten Hoi 4 base game for way cheaper than $15. I've seen it go as low as like 5. Like, because the whole Paradox model is that they'll sell you the base game at super cheap, right? They'll sell you the base game at super cheap, but they're gonna gouge you on the DLC. That's the real killer. And quite frankly, Hoi 4 as base game, I don't think really has enough content to justify the price, especially for, yes, a 10-year-old game. I fully expect we're gonna see Hoi 5 probably. I'd say give it like 2 years, we'll see Hoi 5. We'll see an announcement at the end of this year, probably, is my guesstimate. And when they do, you know, you can bet I'm going to be playing that on stream. We're going to do like a whole Hoi 5 week and just try out every single faction and then complain about why this game is weird or bad and everything I hate about it and why it's so buggy and a janky mess and all that. Oh, the curse of being a Paradox gamer is that as cool as the game is, you're going to run into a bajillion issues that are going to drive you nuts. We're gonna run out of steel, I think, before we can accomplish what I need to do. So we will need to leave some folks up here in space again. On the other hand, we're gonna have so much food. I actually need to find a way to store the food in here. I think I'm gonna do just for bare bones storage. I'm gonna use these crates here. Because again, this is mostly just like random food storage. Actually lines up perfectly. That actually is perfectly sized. Amazing. I'm so good at this. If I release, probably suck like 5 years down the line. That was early price DLC. Oh, I mean, that's the way it always is. I already know what it's going to be. It's going to be priced at the same price as EU5, which I think was about $50. Let's double check. EU5 was retailing for... on Steam, $60. Okay, yes, they're gonna charge you $60 for it, and then they're gonna release their first DLC after like, you know, 3 or 4 months, and then they're gonna spend like basically an entire half year to 1 year doing bug fixes and patches, and then they'll start actually making the game more bearable. as long as it doesn't end up like what happened to City Skylines, I think it'll be fine. I love City Skylines too, but good god, the development cycle on that game has been a little ridiculous. Is like the kindest way I can describe it. Because as much as I love that game, it's taken like nearly 2 years, almost 3 years for it to be in a playable state that I would say is acceptable. And there's still a lot of bugs in City Skylines 2 that they've never fixed. One of the biggest ones that I complain about all the time is tourism has not been fixed yet. There's a lot of mechanics in the game for like tourism where it's like, oh, you can, you know, have your citizens or you can have guests come to your city and enjoy a nice time at your, you know, tourist spots, and then it just never works correctly. Because I actually set up a part of my city that's designed for tourism. It's just like, nope, it's just not gonna work. And it's just like, all right then, I guess people need to go back to here so they can eat. I actually am running out of rice, which is really funny. What's the collect? Okay, we can do the collective fair, so we're gonna do this little. Oh wait, that's for a different ideology, right? Maybe for a different ideology. Oh, here we go. Begin the populist party. All right, awaken everyone. It's time for a 3 a.m. party. You're saying you'd wish for the DLC to come out. I mean, I'm gonna buy the DLC. Basically, I'm gonna basically buy the game day one. Because I already know I'm gonna play a good chunk of it. But that's kind of like the biggest concern. You know, we all know that games on release nowadays are just pretty bad. I mean, Battlefield 6 was kind of the same way, although Battlefield 6 was kind of in a more okay position, but definitely Paradox games and a lot of strategy games are just generally really rough. Okay, so we can have this guy join us, except we can't because we're in space. It's Garm's daughter. Alternatively, we can now... Wait, unforgettable. Everyone gets a plus 16 mood buff? Hello? That's insane. Anyways, we're gonna reform our ideology. We gotta add a new meme. Alright, what are we adding? What are we adding to this? We already got shipborn. Do we want to be transhumanists? No, because it's gonna require me to basically redesign all the stuff. So I don't want to do that. Industrialism. We can pick also one of these. Progressive. Elderly focus. I don't like any of these. Is the problem. Craft culture. He's not it'll be bad on release. I mean, I think everyone kind of assumes that it's gonna be bad on release, but you just kind of accept it. I don't think I like any of these memes. I need to find a mod that lets me add. You know, trader's fine. We do trade with people. Industrialism's also kind of tempting too. But I think trading is okay. Expectations high. What does that mean? Expectations increased by 1 for everyone in the colony. Okay, maybe not. That's a little rough. A republic? Healthcare. I don't think I like most of these. Yeah, these are kind of... What if we just add a style? Nah. I don't like any of these. Party life, maybe. It's kind of fine. But needing alcohol is going to be really rough because we don't really have a lot of alcohol. But you know what? I think party life is fine. Well, you know, we don't actually have to change it now. We can just hold on to this. We'll just hold on to it. We're not obligated to adjust our ideology right now. So here's the thing. Yeah, the reviews are going to be bad, but really, I'm going to care more about, like, is the game in a good playable state? That's the part, to me, that matters the most when we ultimately see what is going to happen with Hoi 5, right? That's the way to think about it. What is... People are always going to hate on the game. That's fine. Can't take this one named Vex, I think. Anyways, we're going to have... I have an idea. What if we get in the shuttle? We're gonna have Alana go to the surface real quick for a quick trading session. maybe we should load this up real fast. Oh, right. You know what I forgot? A certain someone doesn't actually have a vacuum immunity. Maybe we should not let you out there before you die. Okay, so I want to load in silver, about 1,000 units of silver. Okay, that's gonna reload everything. That's fine. Okay, let's do that real quick. Does this thing actually craft? Oh, it did. Okay, I need to actually decide who's gonna actually get this undersuit. Scarm and Funbound are good to go. Who else is really good at building? Airman Joker's already out there. Lana's only not able to go outside because she doesn't have a helmet, so it's not really worth it. Why does Rachel... Rachel's got a cloth tribal undershirt. Got it. Let's see. Okay, I guess whoever automatically grabs it is the one that's gonna grab it. It's not that big of a deal. But we have definitely ripped through most of our steel supply already. So we'll need to get ready to go back to the surface. I can't believe we ripped through all that steel. It wasn't even that long. We might need to swap one of these folks to go back to the surface. Or maybe not. I think we can leave them all up here. But I think what we should do is... Okay, hold on. I have an idea. This is set to... preferred. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build this out real fast. And then I'm going to essentially transfer all the steel from the storage unit into this one, because I don't know where else to dump it. So what we're going to do is temporary. We're going to set this to critical, clear all, steel only. And then if I do this right, I should be able to just dump this out here. And hopefully it's not going to go outside. Perfect. Okay, so then we're going to grab all this, and I'm going to haul all these. And essentially the purpose is to move it from here all the way there, and then we can send the main ship back down to the surface, and we can go grab more steel. And I think that'll be fine. Should be reasonable. I'll also grab... I don't know. Optoelectronics is fine. But curiosity to work hours. How the heck do you manage to stream most weekdays? You're exhausted and you finally have most things packed for tomorrow? Oh, that's a good question. I can answer this question. So, you want to know how I'm able to stream for 4 hours after having a full day of work, right? It's basically sheer willpower and a quick nap when I get home, and caffeine. That's basically it. I'm not even joking. I just will myself to stream every day. I don't know how I do it, but it works. I wish I had a better answer for this, but in case anyone's curious, I do work a full, 9 to 5, right? A full work day, and then I come home, and then I maybe will pass out for half an hour. Then I'll wake up, take a shower. If I have time, I'll eat a little something, and then I'll basically go live. It's actually been a little tighter on the schedule ever since I pushed back the hour. But it's actually not too bad anymore because I just move all the things that I would have done before stream to after stream, and it's fine. So generally it's been okay, but that's essentially what it is. It's just raw willpower to force yourself to stream. Like, I've gotten into such a rhythm where if I don't stream, it actually feels really weird. Also, hello Rachel, how are you doing, comrade? So for me, not streaming is a very odd thing for me to do. Streaming, it makes a lot more sense. Does that make sense, what I'm trying to say? Like it feel like if I don't stream, everything feels wrong. Okay, I would like... Why did they not move the steel to the... where it needs to go? Or is it because it's on the ship and it doesn't count? Oh, you know what? I wonder if that's the case. Because this should be such a critical, right? Oh, yeah. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, did you hear that on the microphone? Oh my god. I looked over at my window, I saw a bright flash of light, and I'm just like, I'm gonna hear something really loud in a couple seconds. I was like, what the heck is I look outside and I'm like, yeah, no, that wasn't in game. No, that was very much real. I'm like, spooky. Oh, it's getting loud. It's getting a little ridiculous, quite frankly. Yeah, it was a little nuts. Anyways, once this is loaded up, we'll send someone down to trade, but I don't know, our traders don't want to load it up for some reason. We'll see why in a second, probably. We'll never do loading, Kefir, it's outside allowed. Ederman joke, because all of our people who are allowed outside are out here. Alright, why don't you load the ship? There we go. Okay, we loaded the steel now. That's what I'm looking for. I guess that's enough steel for them. They'll probably be fine. Alright, why don't we, so what I think we'll do is we're gonna go back into space. Or go back to the surface, and we're gonna leave our usual stack of Sweetad once he's done with his shower. We're gonna leave Sweetad here. We'll leave Immortal here. I don't know why Kefir's over there. Immortal here. And we'll leave Garm behind. And these three will be stuck in space for quite some time. Hello there, Derkatan. How are you doing, comrade? Yes, welcome to Rimworlding. Okay, so we're gonna send those guys over there, and then these remaining folks will stay in space for the time being. So we're gonna go haul back to the surface, and hopefully whatever we land, we can find a lot of steel. All right, where are we landing? Because we also need to farm for food. That's the other main reason we're going back down. This one's got it's hollow, caves, and a yak habitat. What is a hollow? An open area surrounded by cliffs. Forest habitat, caves, wild climate, coastal. Yeah, sure, that seems fine. Yeah, it's fine. All right. Oh shoot, I forgot to change it. No, hold on. Cancel that, and then launch. Try this again. Could also land here, but I think that... Are we really going back to this area again? I guess it's fine. We're just never gonna leave the boreal forest, I guess. Okay. You know what? No, I don't want to do that. Let's go... Let's see. I don't want to be... Let's try this coast here. Large hills. Nothing significant. That's fine. And then... So Sweet Toad stays behind. I wish there was a way to automate this. Garm and Immortal. Perfect. All right, so let's let... No. You need to stay here. All right, let's make sure those folks don't go where they need to go. Okay. All right, and then we need to immediately seal off the this barrier area that I set up, because otherwise we're gonna just lose oxygen. Go back up here, undraft you. We're just kind of burning oxygen here unnecessarily, right? Yes. I mean, I guess it doesn't really consume that much oxygen. Maybe it's not necessary to do that. Yeah, I guess we don't have to do that. Yeah, let's just let them build. I think it'll be fine. Hello, Coltnerld. Hi from Argentina, Oni-chan. I think I've been called Oni-chan yet. That's a new one. Or maybe someone has at some point. Anyways, how are you doing? Interesting. Welcome to our little CATGIRL space colony. It's a wonderful place where all your hopes and dreams can come true with enough faith. Okay, let's see how we're landing. Let's see. Yeah, I definitely think next week we'll be kind of done with this colony. So my guess is Tuesday will be the finale. So we'll have reached 18 episodes with the colony of NEKOGRAD 5, and that'll be a good stopping point. Wouldn't you agree? All right, here we go. We're landing. This is a good tile. We'll land. I don't like any of these. I actually don't like this area. I guess this is fine. Yeah, that's fine. I think. I do need to use the restroom very soon, so let me at least get us onto the surface. Let me prep our orders, and then I will go do exactly that. Okay. So let's go kill all the animals. So first and foremost, let's go immediately kill every single doe, elk, hare, ram, What else is on this map? Sea lion. Maybe later we'll do those. And then the bucks. There's actually no predators except for the cougar. We'll worry about that later. And then everyone is allowed to go outside except for Umi. Because if Umi goes outside, Umi will explode, as Umi is a small little child with no safety whatsoever. Oh, you know what? Can we get Umi to rank? Oh, we can get Umi to rank 8, possibly. Which would allow... Oh, we might be able to. My little space, I have a mod pack or my own mod list. I do have a mod list somewhere. I don't remember where I put it. Let me see if I can find it. I put it on Pastebin the other day. Give me 1 second and I'll get you the mod list. I know how to get it. Export, copy to clipboard. Yeah, it's fine. And then I need to go to Pastebin somewhere and just dump it in here. Come on, hurry up, Pastebin. Alright, I think this is fine. Alright, yeah, here you go. Here's your mod list. Hopefully you can click that link. Good luck. It's not a clean way of looking at it, but you can import that into Rimsort if you're using Rimsort. But I think you're not the only person we've ever had from Argentina. We actually have a decent amount of people from South America show up every now and again. Alright, let's see if there's any compacted steel here. Please tell me there's compacted steel. Yes. Okay, so we're gonna go grab that stack over there, over there, over there. Okay. That should be a good amount of work for our pawns. And they'll get steel. And then up in space, this should be enough time for Sweetoud, Immoral, and Garm to just basically dig this out. And then we can set up our mech bay in this area, and I think that'll be perfectly fine. We'll need to make sure we have enough reinforced concrete mix as well, so just order that. Yeah, okay, so we're making until we have 2,000. All right, I'm gonna use the restroom, so I'm just gonna let the game... You can... What do you want to look at? Do you want to look at the ship, or do you want to look at the space base mining experience? I guess you can look at the ship. It's probably a nicer thing to gawk at. All right, I will return in a bit. Oh, this is probably a good spot. Toilet calls. Oh, I can't accept Garm's daughter into the colony. Hi, Garm. Because apparently, we're in deep orbit. So, unfortunately, I have to say no. I don't know if this will affect your mood. Deny joining, -3. Does everyone suffer from this penalty? Yeah, okay, that's unfortunate. I don't understand, like, okay, so I get why if I run the event in space it triggers, but I can't accept the person if I land back on the surface. I don't know if that's like a weird game quirk or something, but it's a very odd thing for me to run into all the time. Very annoying is the kindest way that I'm gonna describe it. It's definitely very strange. Oh my god, there's steel right there. Holy cow, we're gonna get so much metal. Hopefully, if our pawns are fast enough at digging things and they're not busy, you know, killing animals for fun. Okay, what else do we need to do up here? It's really just a digging experiment. Okay, so that's sealed off. Perfect. And now I can add, hopefully, a door here. I don't think I have components, so we'll have to worry about that later. We just need to keep making things. You know what I mean? And then we'll be fine. Thankfully, these people can dig stuff out and we can maybe set up the... So essentially what I'm trying to do, if you're curious, is I want to build basically mechas. So I can put a maintenance gantry, I think about here. And if I do this right, I should be able to put a... Maybe there's not enough space. I wanted to put, Or then I think I would put the... There's something I'm forgetting here. You need a scaffolding stair to go up. And then you'd put the scaffolding like this, I think. And then you can put the module shelf essentially where Immortal is standing, and then maybe the payload shelves like here. Something like this, I think, is correct, if I recall how to do this correctly. I've never actually made it this far with this mod before, so this is kind of like a new thing. But if I do this right, I think that should be fine. Because it's double stairs, and then... Actually, maybe we don't use the payload shells. Maybe we do the... Oh, shoot, I'm so sorry. I did... I had it on the main one. Sorry, I'm back. I'm not dead. Hello. What's the saying? Something streamer brain in full action, as usual. It's truly a tragedy what happens when one develops streamer brain. But, anyways, on a more serious note, talking about, like, staying up and streaming. Basically, I push all the things that I would do, like self-care, like post-stream stuff, until a post-stream type of thing. So, essentially, if you want an idea, like, I'll get home approximately 5:15. I will usually immediately take a nap, and, like, or just lie down and rest, or maybe browse my phone, or just basically chill for about 45 minutes. And then around 6 o'clock, I'll get up, and I'll take a shower. Maybe I'll grab a small bite if I'm feeling peckish. And then I will basically start stream more or less around 7 o'clock. Stream for 4 hours. 11 o'clock, you know, I'll end stream. I'll go do a few things. If I haven't eaten yet, this is when I'll go get food. Maybe I'll go brush my teeth. I'll use the restroom, do whatever I need to do. And then I'm usually in bed to go to sleep around 1 in the morning. And that's like 1 a.m. And that's usually a fine schedule for me, mostly because I like to stay up and play some more video games on my bed. Or I need to go through and do some smaller things. Like I usually will check my DMs if I have any DMs. I'll check Twitter out of curiosity and all that other stuff. Hello, Nihil. How are you doing, comrade? Welcome to our wonderful steel farming op. We're farming so much steel for the colony right now. Let's learn how to make booze. Okay, so we have industrial farm. Do I need to learn how to actually ferment alcohol? Or did I already learn it? Oh, we already have beer brewing. Okay. I guess we'll get heavy brew. It's not really necessary at this point, but it is something we'll grab while we're here. Yes, we need more steel. Actually, we have so much plasteel, but steel is the one thing we actually keep running out of. So my goal today is to just farm steel constantly. So we have a lot of miners who are going around basically smacking every rock that they can find. But anyways, I do not recommend my stream schedule for anyone. It's actually really, really rough. And is probably not healthy at all. So please don't do what I do. Just actually have a normal sleep schedule. If you do want to stream more like that, you know, just, I don't know, develop the willpower and you'll be okay. I mean, I'm gonna be real. I won't be able to maintain the schedule forever. I'm sure at this point I can only realistically maintain a schedule like 4 hours streaming a day up until maybe, you know, if I have a kid, for example, I'm not going to be able to maintain this type of schedule. I'd probably cut my streaming back to like maybe 2 to 3 days a week instead of 4. Maybe even less than that. Maybe just because obviously having a kid is much more important than streaming. I like streaming. It gives me something to do, gives me something enjoyable to do. Makes me have an inflated self of sense-worth, really, is the other main thing. Blue Archive stream. I'm never going to stream Blue Archive, quite frankly. I like Blue Archive, especially the characters, but I don't. I've made it a point to not stream gacha. Okay, like, it's basically like my whole shtick. I don't want to... I did it once. I did Genshin like an eternity ago. And I basically said, you know what? I don't want to do this because I'm just going to get annoyed about the whole, haha, I didn't roll the character that I wanted type of deal. So I'm like, no thanks. Plus, there's no gameplay in Blue Archive. It's just, you're playing it for the story. Imagine having energy after work. I'm telling you, you just take a nap. I know exactly how much sleep I get every night because I have like a health tracking band that tells me how much, and I can tell you I'm not getting enough sleep. I think nightly plus nap, I get probably about 6-7 hours of sleep. It used to be about almost 5 to 6, but I've been getting better at getting more sleep. So that's kind of like the main thing to keep in mind. Like, you know, my sleep schedule is a little... everyone's sleep schedule is different. You have to kind of adapt to what's best for you. Okay, and for me, that's kind of like what I find to be the best option. Also, I'm going to get rid of these capacitors. These things are not really useful. I know they store energy, but I'm going to find another energy storage system that's not that. Hello, Naratar. Sounds like a good thing to keep in the background while you finish up running primer for viewers. As VSelf is looking to figure out how specialty colonists and stats work. What do you mean, keep something in the background? You mean keeping me in the background? I'm glad people keep me in the background as, you know, BG noise, I guess. As long as you're having fun listening to my luscious voice, then more power to you. Also, we're gonna just use this storage as the reinforced concrete mix goes here. That should be fine. Maybe one day I'll switch to Rix, but I mean TTS is perfectly fine for now, so I'm not really in the mood to switch to Rix yet. Maybe at some point I will, but it's I know Interest was using Rix a lot. I think he was like one of the ones that was like kind of first people to start talking about it, because I think he got invited to using it at some point. I'm like, all right, maybe at some point I'll look into this, but it's not. I'm comfortable with TTK for now. But obviously, at some point, I'm going to not play with TTK. Maybe one day I'll just not play with TTK. Maybe one day we'll just do like a pure vanilla stream. I keep joking about it, but maybe we should actually do a vanilla stream. Just so I can be like, see, I can play the game too properly. I'm not that bad at the video game. Tips that works. Oh, gotcha. Okay, like using mods with it. That's fair. Because then I can add this steel here. I don't really care about grabbing all that. I just need to make sure we have enough steel. Alright, at least we're refilling our steel stockpiles. It's just gonna take a while. As long as... Okay, we will see Umi age up. So Umi will hit growth tier 8, which is the maximum tier. So Umi gets 3 to 4 passions and 1 brand new trait. I don't know if Umi's here to tell us what Umi's gonna want, but otherwise I will make the decision myself and decide how that pans out. Let's also sell off more things since I need to get rid of more garbage. Okay, we're not gonna load that in. Let's load in more of the furs that we just got our hands on. If I can find it. There we go. We got more plain leather and more light leathers. Shove that up into that send-off thing and we'll be fine. Okay, so now that I got rid of the energy storage, what I'm gonna do, and I'm hoping this is not a bad idea, is I wanted to actually put in a bigger battery. So I wanted to do the 256K, but this requires a Persona Core, and as you might have noticed, we don't have a Persona Core. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 64K batteries somewhere. These are 2x2 facilities. I'm just going to put one over here, and it should be fine. We had the materials for this. This thing, instead of storing 3K, will store 64K units of power. It will eat up a good chunk of our steel, but that's why we're back on the surface. Instructions how to use different... Okay, so just on how different pawn types... I've always wondered... With Rix, since you're apparently an expert in it, can viewers call in a specific xenotype? Like, instead of calling in, like, I know pawn types are a thing that you can do with with TTK. Oh, you can call in specific xenotypes. Can you call in custom xenotypes? Like, is it only the ones that any of the ones that the player has set up? Can they call it in, or is it only the default ones? Okay, so we'll be able to build this. That's not too bad. I know we have the AI core hanging around somewhere, so that's fine. And then this thing, hopefully, once it gets enough nano... What is it missing? Oh, it's missing the hex cells. Oh, we gotta make more hex cells. All right. We gotta make more of those bad boys. I wonder if I can automate the hex cell production facilities as well, since I know exactly what it needs. Probably not that difficult to do so. But, oh my god, we're ripping through our components too. Alright. Once this is loaded up, we'll send it off, but it's still missing a bunch of the plain leather. I think our oxygen tanks are also getting really full. Okay, do not transfer, just soak it in. Soak in that oxygen. We need more. You can call in xenotypes, but you don't know how. You do know you can call in specific modded xenotypes. Okay. Got it. Okay. So the main reason I asked this is because we've had issues with TTK where I don't want to have people call in xenotypes. A lot of times I just want people to call in humans. But I wouldn't be opposed to having a run where people call in xenotypes if they really want to be a specific xenotype. I don't plan on using things like vanilla expanded xenotypes because that just adds a lot more complication than I need it. If I really wanted specific race mods, I'll download a race mod. Like, legitimately... I like the Kurin mod, just something which is probably kind of a weird thing to hear, but I actually really like the Kurin. I've tried playing a bunch of the other ones. I know we did like I know I played the rabbit one at some point for Ray. It was like the Euron or whatever they're called. And there's that one other, yeah, and the Revia. I know there's a bunch of like crazy race mods out there that just, I don't want to say they break the game in half, but boy, there's something crazy out there. Oh wow, there's another mod for teas and alcohol now. We gotta get that metal soon so we can go up into space. I don't want to be stuck here forever. Anyway, here's our supersized battery. So this thing will store a metric ton of energy if you can... Wait, oh, hello. We need... Oh, I'm sorry, what's the tag? That is 41 Arctic wolves. Okay. The problem is... These people are exposed. I need them to run away. I need everyone to go inside immediately. We need to see if we can bait them out with anyone with a gun. Oh, shoot, not these guys. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not you. 7, 8. Alright, this is fine. I should probably put a door here. I'm meaning to put a door there. Okay. So, if we're lucky, they will pivot away from this direction, and they will go towards the giant doom stack over here, especially if we're shooting at them. Okay, perfect. So that's what I want to see. Now, the problem is that there's a lot of them, and our firearms are taking their time to set up, so we might not have enough time to set up to shoot them down. I need to get Zeopos or a better weapon. I'm gonna fling a grenade over there. That's fine. Take a little bit of time to get over there. They'll run into it. Nice. Okay, the grenade did pin a lot of them down. Okay, our Exoni is ready to take the front line here. That's friendly fire. Okay. Great. All right, let's maybe not friendly fire anymore over here. Let's pivot around. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pull you over here. You focus this one. You turn over here. Did I not draft any of the other melee beaters? I did not. Kefir. Why do you not have a gun? You're carrying an astro fuel optimizer for some reason and a small thruster. Okay. So Kefir doesn't have a weapon for some reason, even though you should have an assault kit. That's not good. I did not draft Sun or Xanth, both of whom are very capable warriors, so now we may be in a bad spot. Zeopos are probably going to get ripped apart. Unholy's going to stand over here, try to shoot if they can. Try to just keep them locked down. Okay, this line's going fine. We'll pivot X-Layer here as well. If you can shoot, you can fight. Alright, Xanth and Sun are over here too. I'm sorry, I'm going to read chat in a second. I'm just reading, I'm just trying to make sure we survive this. I'm going to just set the game to half speed. Usually combat's a lot more easier to manage if I can set it to half speed. Okay, push this one off. Okay, X-Layer's down. Those are being ripped off. We may need to get in... We need to get X-Layer a new spine. Alright, let's order a new spine while we're at it. Okay, now let's execute this one. Okay, come on. There we go. All right, not too bad. All right, let's undraft you, and you. And then we'll have Общение, I don't know, just go hunt the rest of these down. You undraft and rescue. And then we'll just start executing the rest of these roles. So at least, you know what this is? This is dinner. Okay, the dinner came to us. Isn't that nice? Food came to us. Okay, we just gotta kill all these now. Anyways, part of Primary's explanation on different xenotypes, what they do, help viewers figure out what xenotype they want for a particular pawn type. Like specifically calling a high mate to make a pawn whose entire person acts and moves. Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. I will say though, like, I normally don't play with xenotypes. I generally prefer to just have my colony be all humans. It's not really like I don't like xenotypes, but I prefer to keep my colony just very human themed. You know what I mean? Okay, let's undraft these fools, and then let's make sure we're tending to their injuries. Our very overworked head nursemaid, yet again, is saving the colony. I think our colonies always rely on Alana too much because every time we play, it's like we need someone to tend to their injuries. Why did that get flagged? I really want to know what in that message they did not like. Storage corpses that are clear all corpses that are rotting. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so now we have a lot of fresh food, a lot of wolves that we can consume. I think we have a lot of medicine too. Did I get more lithium? I did not. Okay. Yeah, that was really weird. I don't know why the message got flagged. That was super strange. Very, very awkward. Anyways, the manhunting wolves are all dead, so that's fine. Really, the only reason this nano assembler can't work 24/7 is that there's not enough nano weave entering this as needed. On the other hand, we are getting a lot of undersuits now. Who else is in an undersuit? Come on, game. All right, there we go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, actually, you know what? Hold on. Unholy is now capable of going into space, so I will give Unholy a very cool helmet. I think what I'm going to do is eventually, once everyone's in an undersuit, everyone's gear set is basically main uniform, undersuit, and helmet, and then that should be fine. I'm standardizing everyone to have the same exact Errol undersuit because I can't be bothered to make all the different ones for this run. So if you're wondering what's going on, that's exactly what's happening. Also, they are now allowed outside, so unrestricted. Let's go. Let's go hunt down all of our materials. These guys have enough rice to last forever. Just gotta haul these in at some point. This should be where the raw food goes. But yeah. Is that something in memes? Do I want to be... Am I concerned about what it is? Also, who was the one that didn't have their weapon? Okay. Oh, it's Kefir. Okay, so Kefir, for some reason... Let's have you go inside. I'm gonna have you drop a thruster and an astro, whatever. You do not need any of that. Okay. Now that that's figured out, let's go send someone on... We're gonna send Alana to trade. Alright, am I gonna think this is cursed? Let's take a look. What are you posting in my memes channel? Buffalo Wild Wings unveils wing-flavored protein espresso martini. But why? Who is the market for this? Who is the market for a buffalo sauce chicken wing flavored martini? It's one of those weird things that people make, because like companies make because they want to get buzz, right? They want to be like, look, we're so funny and quirky. It's a limited time experience. Don't you want to try it? And then you taste it, and then it's like, wow, this is hot garbage. Why does anyone even want to drink this? Anyways, Umi's an adult now, so let's give Umi adult things like a proper NEKOGRAD uniform. There we go. Look at that. Umi put on their state-mandated NEKOGRAD uniform. Wait, I have a really funny idea. Wait a second. I know what I want to do for NEKOGRAD 6. I know exactly what we're gonna do for NEKOGRAD 6 now. It's come to me in a sudden revelation, watching Umi grow up from a small imp child that we found into a full-fledged adult. I may need to reach out to Alana later, but I have a very dumb idea. I'll ask like once we're getting closer. It's gonna be dumb. Anyways, Umi's passion is gonna be in, let's see here, intellectual. And we'll give Umi a love for medical work. And you know what? Socializing. And finally, Umi also has either cold tolerant or body modder or brawler, but I think we'll give Umi body modder. Yeah, that's fine. Well, you know, I have been playing Metal Gear Solid 5, and there is a giant theme about child soldiers in that game, right? I'm just saying, it is a theme that we could approach. In fact, Umi's now gonna get assigned their first weapon kit. I'm gonna give Umi a standard lineman kit, so nothing, we're not giving an assault rifle, it gets a standard basic rifle. Xanth is chemically starved and is now sad, wandering. Well, that sucks to be you, I guess. Yeah, exactly. But I think the orphanage run would be kind of funny, actually. That's what I'm like, you know what, this actually is not the worst idea I've ever had. It could be funny. It could be funny. Let's also start doing stews, I guess is fine. I don't really want to make carnivorous fine meals just because it requires a little too much effort. But with the sheer amount of wolves that we're about to consume, I guess it's okay too. We need to hunt down, we need to keep digging out more rocks. Hold on. Oh, hold on, there's an ancient danger here. I think we should probably explore this. Ooh, yeah, I think I want to see what's in there. Okay, what else do we want to research? Most of these are not really useful for us at this point in the game because we kind of reached the end state of most of what I want to reach. I guess a sauna's fine. Let's put a sauna inside of our ship because I guess cats want to be nice and toasty and warm, so who are we to deny them such a blessing? Right? They're digging out. That's a lot of steel that they gotta keep digging out. That's fine. We're gonna be down here for a while anyways. Alright, so I think I shoved Alana in here. So we're gonna send Alana to let's go to Earun by the Oasis. What's Divine Journey? Is this an anime, manga? What is this? Divine Journey to... Oh, it's a Minecraft mod pack. What is this? Oh, there's magic and tech? Oh. Oh, but you have to explore all the different realms. Got it. Alright, I see. I don't know. I still need to finish ATM 10 at some point, but me and Ray have kind of stopped playing just because we're busy with a lot of other stuff. They have no hyperwave, do they? They don't. That's a shame. So this is Waihanda. Could buy a Wraith Blade. That seems kind of cool. Also buy a spare cloak. I'm not gonna say no to that. Actually, we could probably just make a lot of cloth cloaks. These don't have a lot of armor protection just because it's made out of cloth and not Devil's Strand or whatever the other stuff we're using is. They don't have anything I want. I think we'll take the gold and maybe we take 700 steel is acceptable. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. All right, and then once we're ready to fly back, we'll fly back in a moment. Yeah, I haven't had a lot of time. I know Xanth has been playing on it, and I think Hubi's been occasionally joining in and helping Xanth with whatever weird project Xanth is going on. And I keep telling myself maybe at some point I will, but I haven't had the desire to play Minecraft in quite some time. Most of my time is like, okay, my free gaming is I'm spending it. My free time is I'm either going taking photos or I'm playing on my Steam Deck. I've been addicted to this. I've been really enjoying this game on my Steam Deck called Megabonk as of late. Which, if you don't know, it's basically if you've combined Risk of Rain with, it's like if you combined Risk of Rain with Vampire Survivors. It's such a stupid game, but I'm having a lot of fun actually playing it. I'm like, I don't know why I'm enjoying this so much. But if you're ever looking for something weird to play, I do kind of recommend giving it a shot if you're into games like that. Is Danny a character? I'm not that far into it yet. I've been using the skeleton dude with a revolver. He's a lot of fun. What's Danny? Oh, is Danny the developer? Ah, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun playing it, but it's mostly just like a casual, I don't want to think type of game. The one from Squid Game? Wait, what? What do you mean? Is there like a joke that I'm not aware of or something? Like Squid Game, the TV show? Is that what you're referring to? If so, I have no idea then. Okay, so unfortunately we can't do anything up here because we just don't have enough materials. Oh, I do want to get rid of these pillars at some point too. Okay, so they've actually successfully cleared out this entire section that I wanted cleared out. That's great. What else do I need to start ordering them to dig out? Just so we have more working space. I think this needs to be dug out too, so since our pawns up here are kind of bored, let's give them more work. If they aren't working, then why should they eat? I mean, granted, they're eating a lot of just basic rice from the nutrient paste dispenser, but, you know, at least this way they'll have something to do. Sweet Child is slow because why? You are... Oh, we didn't put any showers yet. Okay, who had the bad back? I think it was Zeoposer who had the bad back? No. Not Xanth either. Who is it? It's X-Slayer. Alright. I'm gonna give X-Slayer a new spine. I think the man has earned his brand new spine. We also have a spare arm, which I'm gonna give to Anya here. So she'll get a bionic arm to replace her right one because she's missing 2 fingers. So missing 2 fingers, we might as well replace the whole dang thing. Don't worry, X-Slayer, we're gonna get you a new spine so you're not like a cripple, okay? You will become useful again in our grand colony. Be proud. You've earned the right, and we will wake up our very overworked nurse doctor to handle these surgeries. Here we go. Very quick surgery. Alright, I just got a new arm, and then let's get you in here. I don't know where you're at. Okay. By the way, I was also looking up why my PC's space is being filled up a lot. Turns out, my map renderer for this game was saving everything in PNGs that were about 100 megabytes each. And I haven't bothered deleting them, so they're all just kind of sitting around in my hard drive waiting for me to actually get rid of them. Maybe I'll get rid of them at some point, but I kind of like having the super high resolution images. I'm gonna move them to a secondary hard, like a portable hard drive at some point, just so I can keep memories of all my colonies. Okay, so she's got her bionic arm, you've got your bionic spine. Obviously you're missing some toes, but I think you'll be okay. And you're missing your human ear, but you have your cat ears, that's also fine. That's acceptable. Acceptable losses. And we're finally gonna make more uniforms because we've been kind of running out as well. How much steel are we at? 2100 is not enough yet, so we gotta keep going for more. I do want to explore this ancient danger. I think there's actually 2. Oh, there is 2 ancient dangers. Oh. You know what? I have an idea. Let's go explore these. I wanna do something exciting. We haven't had a lot of combat today, so we gotta get him to heal proper armor at some. Oh, he's actually got armor already. Wait, that's really fun. I didn't think about that, but the undersuit is actually longer than the NEKOGRAD uniform, so you can actually see their legs peeking out. That's kind of cute. Oh, I see why. Okay. So it looks better on some pawns. Got it. That's really interesting. Huh. Okay, let's go hunt this down. So we're gonna send Sun and let's see, Sun and Ray and Funbound, and Anya's knocked out. Kefir's probably fine. We'll send these guys out. I'm gonna go over here. I think 4 should be enough. Send Unholy too. Okay, so we'll see what's in here. I'm kind of curious. I think one of these is more than capable of building. Exonia needs treatment now for asthma. Is there ever a way to get rid of asthma forever? Oh wait. You can just replace the lungs, right? If you completely replace the lungs, you no longer have to worry about treatments for this, right? How much plasteel am I sitting on? A lot. Alright, we're gonna go print out 2 lungs. Give me a second, we're just gonna print out some lungs. Alright. Oh, yeah, I mean, tox lungs would also not be tox lungs would probably be a better idea, actually, but we actually don't have that researched yet. Both lungs, we have to replace both lungs. So in that case, we don't need to research hot tubs. We're gonna research... Oh my gosh, I forgot about all these. We could do rib implants, organic optimization, glitter world implants. We have glitter world medicine. We could actually make some. We actually could make this, unironically. Oh my god, wait. I should have been researching this. Auxiliary AI for combat. Aiming accuracy 150%. Aiming time reduced by 20. Oh my gosh, wait, this is nuts. Yeah, I think we're gonna go grab this real quick instead. Let's grab the glitter world implants. You know, we don't need tox lungs. You know, we'll just have 2 standard synthetic lungs. That's fine. Anyways, here's this thing that we gotta break down. Oh my god, did I not bring anyone who can actually... Okay, here we go. Funbound can do this. We're gonna have Havel stand here. Alright, ancient danger time. Stranger danger. What's in there? Alright, we'll have Funbound crack this open. And then, let's see. Alright, those are flesh beasts. Got it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have these 2 stand over here. I'm gonna stand over here. And as soon as they walk out, they're basically gonna get... So anyways, the bulb freak got immediately knocked down. It turns out, oh, right, that's a thing that they can do. Oh, hello. Alright, well, that was unexpected. Alright, so we're gonna... Okay. You need to hide. You need to get behind cover. Alright, so I wasn't expecting that. Also, because of that explosion, Sun's shield is now destroyed, and I'm gonna need to make a few more. Alright, well... I like these ballistic shields a lot, but I also need to get proper shields on these people. Because I think their shields keep breaking down, so at some point I will. We're gonna let them die. Let them fight it out. And then maybe we'll have maybe Kefir poke around a little bit, just kind of intercept them. Focus fire this bad boy. Just try to harass them. And then if they're firing at us, then we need to pivot away. I want them basically to approach here. Unfortunately, again, we don't have any armor, or we're out of shields. Thankfully, as soon as they walk by, they instantly get gunned down. He's getting ready to shoot at us, right? Okay, I gotta pivot out. So basically rinse and repeat. I could probably throw a grenade in there. Okay, hide back in. Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll pop a smoke so we can approach. Okay. There we go. Now we can run in. Look at that. I'm being tactical. I'm learning tactics. Oh, hello. Maybe you want to stop shooting at us? There we go, buddy. All right. The ancient danger problem is resolved, and we should probably make sure Unholy doesn't explode, so we're just going to have Alana just go over here and quickly tend to the poor fellow. And then let's go crack open this hermetic crate. Is there anything here I want? No, they're basically all dead. Yes, yes, yes. Can't tear that apart. Literal medicine is cute. Okay. Compact weaponry is probably fine. Circadian influence is probably okay. We should probably destroy these real quick too. I don't think I want to carry this man, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish all these off, and then we're going to strip them completely of all their gear, so they will freeze to death in the frozen tundra, and I don't care, because they are useless and not worthy of my attention. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. I love it. Alright. Oh, we gotta kill this one too. I'm not even gonna finish them off. I'm just gonna let them freeze to death. Make them suffer. Wait, hold on. This one has cat ears. Maybe we can't. Maybe we should actually rescue them? Could we reform them into a NEKOGRADian soldier? You know what? Maybe there's a chance for reform. Maybe there is a chance for reform. Let's see. No, maybe we can reform this one. I need to set up a sleeping spot over here. And then I'm going to temporarily turn this into a prisoner room. And then, unfortunately, they have no clothes on, so it's going to be a little rough. So why don't we do this? We're going to have you rescue, and I'm going to have Alana come over here and rescue this one named Sarah. Now, she's got 4 hours. I guess we'll tend to her really quick before she freezes to death. Just make sure the injuries aren't like super lethal, and then we'll haul her over. And we'll see. Perhaps even the strangest of foes can be reformed into greater purposes. That's what we're gonna pretend is happening. Yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna pretend. Let's see. In the meanwhile, we'll grab everything here. We actually have no spot to store all this Glitter World medicine, which is probably the most cursed bit of this all. We have so much medicine, but I can't store it. How? How does that happen? I have so much astrofuel. I have so much Nutramine too. I actually have no idea what to do with all this stuff. There's just like so much stuff hanging around here. Hello, Exonia. Good evening. Alright, well, I guess that's fine. Find a way to store it at some point. Also, this area needs a little bit more light. I'm gonna put more lights here. Just a little bit like that. We do need a bigger ship, but it's just I don't have spots to put a bigger ship. You might have noticed it's a little cramped. Trying our best to make it less cramped if I can. Also, I'm gonna just move these over here. I guess it's fine here. You like our little starship, a little warship, our little command room here? I had a grav field extender, but at this point, it's not really worth it. It has to be within range of another one. Otherwise, you could put the other one, but again, I didn't really redesign this properly, so... There's a lot of space up here if I was willing to add more. That's really what it comes down to. Problem is I'm lazy. I don't want to add more. I think we're kind of comfortable with where this is at now. Hopefully we can get Sun a new shield at some point. I know we're making a bunch of ballistic shields. I'm not sure who's grabbing them. Hopefully the melee beaters are grabbing those ballistic shields. And we should probably undraft this one. Undraft Alana. Okay, so because we no longer have any children in the colony, we're gonna get rid of the entire classroom. It's no longer needed. It did its job. It made Umi into a excellent teenager who is now a soldier. Except for the fact that Umi apparently does not have the carrying capacity to carry more weapons, and I may or may not have run out of backpacks and other bits and pieces. So we may need to fix that. Oh my god. The rain is getting really bad. Probably not gonna be a problem for me, but mildly concerned, if that makes sense. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We'll just kill more animals. Is there any other animals we can kill? We already butchered most of the animals. There's a couple of rats and rams. I guess we could kill the sea lions, but it's not really necessary. Anyways, Exoni, how have you been? When was the last time you played a Paradox game? I know you said you got burnt out on playing, I know you said at some point you got burnt out playing Vicky 3, right? Everyone's favorite nonsense game of utter bedlam in the age of industry. I am like legitimately curious what they're gonna do with reworking supply and combat in that game. Because a lot of it is just, if you have just better troops and bigger numbers, you just win, right? So I'm kind of curious to see what they're gonna do to make it more interesting, other than just watching a giant front move back and forth. Because combat's not really the main goal of Vicky 3, it's just kind of a means to an end, essentially. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. Let's be real, this majority of Paradox war games. I mean, Hoi 4, the whole point is you can actually win with smaller numbers in Hoi 4, but that's because the game is a lot more focused on war as a concept, so there's a lot more things going on in there. Let's dismantle these sarcophagi. Dismantle the crypto sleep caskets. We should also probably grab these tech prints. There's 2 of them. Circadian influence, and I don't know what the other one is. I don't know if we have these yet. We already have compact weaponry. And we already have Circadian influence, so we don't need these, but we could use them if I wanted it. Wait, what does this one actually do? An assistant, okay. Makes you sleep better. Okay. So we can install a tactical bionic eye. Aiming accuracy becomes plus 50%. Aiming time was also reduced significantly, but obviously replacing an eyeball with this. Your melee dodge chance, tactical cornea implant. What's the difference? Oh, okay, so one doesn't replace the eye. One just goes, it's a cornea implant. The other is like an actual, you replace the whole eye. Got it. Wait for I mean, that's the whole point, though. I mean, encirclements in real life are like a very nasty thing to, you know, have to deal with. It's encirclement fiestas. Okay, so we got an entire map, which for some reason they've shoved all the way over here, and I don't know why they keep doing that. So we're not gonna get that map because it's too far away. I don't care enough. We also need to make sure we grab these at some point because it's gold and machinery, all of which are very useful materials for us. Mostly the gold. Maybe we don't actually dig out the machinery, just get the gold one. Also dig this out. I want to make sure we have more space for building. There we go. Let's also just clear out a 3x3 tile about here. So then when we come back, we'll have more room. What do you think so far of our little, cute little base? It's not perfect, but I think it functions and does exactly what it's meant to do. The only thing I wish is I had brought a crafter up here. Garm's the only one who can craft, which means Garm could be making vaxstone blocks, but Garm is better suited to just, I don't know, smacking rocks together until they explode into minerals that we need. I do want to reform the ideology, though. So I want to add... I think I was going to do party life, but I can't actually make alcohol in large quantities. Yes, it is an asteroid colony. Do you like our cute little asteroid? We could go to the moon. Do you want to visit the moon? No, we can go visit the moon if you really want to see the moon. We'll gawk at it together. We'll see how beautiful the moon is. Kind of want to make bigger engines. The problem is there's not enough range on this. Oh, is it actually just very bland? There's a cougar hunting Zeoposer, but Zeoposer's got a what? Oh yeah, there's a cougar hunting Zeoposer. You have a knife. Fight. You can fight. Yeah. Show that cougar who's boss. Alright, they're dodging. That cougar's losing. Good. Push comes to shove, we can just shank him. Yes, it is actually treated as a planet on its own right. You know what? How about this, Ranu? We'll explore the moon just so there's a quick little adventure once we have dug out all the steel on this map, or at least all the steel that I care to dig out. We're currently sitting at 3,500, so that's getting us somewhere. Okay, so we have one lung completed. We gotta get the second lung ready, and then we can go install them into our dear friend Exonia. So Exonia no longer suffers. We have a lot of double strand. I don't want to use that double strand though. At least we can make all this. Okay, so Sun should have a new ballistic shield. So we'll give that to Sun. Excellent. And then who else should be running around with a shield? Okay, Xanth should also have a ballistic shield. So once that's ready to go, that'll be fine. It is pretty cool. Like, the main thing is obviously you need a lot of fuel to get to and from space, obviously. So something to keep in mind as, you know, something to keep in mind. So why are we making more of these nanoweave? Maybe our crafters are too busy. God, I love it. Look at how quickly they work. Boomhouse is a machine who turns food into rocks. Okay, here we go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go through the unnecessary effort of either making a auxiliary AI for combat, an auxiliary AI for working, or maybe a tactical cornea implant. So which one seems the most interesting? Or I guess we could also just replace the eye with a tactical bionic eye, because who was missing an eye? I think Immortal's missing an eye, Xanth's missing an eye, but Xanth's a melee combatant, so it's not really necessary. Alright, let's go install these lungs. Okay, so Exonia's bio stability is at what? 100%. So that's fine. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna install both lungs. And hopefully this is not gonna kill Exonia's bio stability. But I'd rather Exonia no longer have to deal with asthma. Exonia's waited many years for this. Rest. I have not checked, but now I'm kind of curious. There might be. So we're gonna have Alana do this because Alana's the most capable individual of doing surgeries. Alright. Are you ready to see Exonia's brand new breathing? You put too much ghee in your fried noodle sauce, now it tastes of butter. Yeah, you gotta be careful with that. Ghee, a little bit of ghee goes a long way. That's how I always approach it. Okay, so that's one lung installed. Now we gotta install the second one. Biostability did actually not go that... Did not actually get reduced that much. So that's good. Second one. And perfect. So biostability maintains fairly high. Just a small amount of penalties, but there we go. Synthetic lung is better than a regular lung, and it is no longer suffering from asthma. So Ixonia is now more than combat capable for the foreseeable future. That's a wonderful thing. Also, we should probably be fishing in this area too. I guess we'll just fish here. Oh my god, why is the weather so nasty today? I can still hear the thunder and the storming. It's getting a little ridiculous. Let's see. But yeah, it's just the problem. It's just a long walk to grab all that steel. But you're working what we got. Okay, let me use the restroom for the last time for the stream, and then we should be good for the rest of the evening until we end. You can gawk at here, and I'll be right back. Stay hydrated, kids. That's all I can say. Oh my gosh, wait, is someone being hunted? Or did I kill that cougar already? Okay, we already killed that cougar. Okay. So, we're already at, what, 5,000 steel? I think I would be okay going back into space once we grab this stack over here and probably this stack down here. I think that'll be more than enough. The other place we're getting steel as well is if we just get slag, but we haven't really found any slag, and quite frankly, I can't be bothered to go hunt down slag. We may be able to set up a drilling operation on the asteroid. I think legitimately we might be able to, but I haven't bothered setting that up yet. At the very least tonight, I want to see if I can get set up our, what is this stupid thing called? Our mech bays, essentially. I have enough space to put 3 of them. Each of these require 100, 100, 100, so that's at least 600 plus the module shelf, which is another 100. So we're looking at about 700 steel for each one, and if with 3 of them, I mean that does get pricey fairly quickly, so something to keep in mind. So it'll look something like this if I do this right. We'll have this one here. Cancel this one, and then I'll put another one like this. I hope I did the math right. I'm wondering if I might have done the math wrong. No, okay, I think I got it right. Okay, so then we can add this one here. So this is at least 2,100 steel right here. It's a lot, but I think we don't have a choice to kind of get this set up the way I want it to. Oh, okay, that's weird. Let's not do that again. 2, 3. Oh, I think I've been setting these up backwards. Whatever. So that'll be the scaffolding, and we'll have 3 of these, and then we can put a mech in each one. There's not really a purpose to the mechs because there's not really anything we're gonna fight. It's just like that'd be kind of cool to have type deal. And we'll use reinforced concrete for the whole floors because that's kind of like the look. Technically, you can dye these, but we've just never bothered to dye them because that would require us to grow whatever the stupid plant is that lets you dye things. I am blanking out on the name because I cannot remember. And then we'll probably make 3 of them. We'll name them something cool, and then maybe we'll send them to fight some bad guys with us on the ship, and then they'll just come back when they need to repair. I think that's what we'll do. I think it'll be fine. Yeah, I think that's exactly what we'll do. What is this thing? Why is there a pilot sub-persona core here? I don't know. Put that there. I don't know why we have pilot sub-persona core. When did we get that? Seems completely out of the blue, but alright. I guess I can't really complain. Okay, so there is also more food coming in that we can hunt down, which is also quite nice. I don't know. I think I'm overall, again, so my general feeling of this colony is it's definitely been one of the more interesting colonies, primarily because having a long-form colony means you can try out a lot of the late-game stuff. I feel like a lot of times when I play Rimworld, I don't get an opportunity to try out all the fun late-game tools, because we typically will end once we hit, like, late industrial. So being able to actually do spacer era technology is such a fun, exciting thing. I don't think I could ever really do like a long-form medieval colony, especially after we did the onsen colony. I think it just got kind of boring. But at least having this opportunity adds a bit of spice to the game. And especially because the next one we're going to be a lot more industrial, so I'm going to have to look for a lot more mods that add industrial content rather than adding more spacer-based content. And stuff like that, essentially. Okay, let's grab rib implants. So I have to take a look and see what other options there are. I was half considering that one stupid mod that someone had linked, just because I thought it would be funny, the Isekai mod. Isekai RPG leveling, and I'm like, God, I'd have to actually do Starter Town, what, 4? Or 3? I can't remember what's number Starter Town we're on. I think it'd be on Starter Town number 2. Because I was looking at it, I'm like, this thing actually has, like, RPG stats. I really do not have a strong opinion on lit RPG. There's so much nonsense that goes on in lit RPG. You know, it's actually funny. So, I know Kadokawa actually recently did a contest for Western light novel authors to try to get their light novel published in Japan with a Japanese artist working alongside them. And yes, it was specifically isekai themed. I think the one that won was like, it was called like HR in another world. Like you're basically a human resources officer that's being transported to a, you know, to an isekai, right? So I'm like, all right, I guess this is what the people who are probably reading this type of novel are aged around. They'd be office worker age. So now, instead of insert high schooler being shunted off into a magical realm of fantasy and sword and sorcery, it's Jane Doe who works in HR with a mundane life. Yeah, I think it's Western. I think it's a Western one. HR in another world. No, this one's Japanese. No. So there's another one that's Western. But the one that there is one that's already Japanese. But I know there's like the light novel one that. Here we go. Yeah, it's called HR in Another World, Building the Strongest Parties with something, something, something. That's the one that became the winner of the contest. Let me also just research more things, and then I will answer your question in a second. Let's research multi-split air conditioning. Okay. What are my thoughts on playthrough of people who are being trapped into video games? RPG? What do you mean a playthrough? You mean like in Rimworld or like an actual video game, like say Sword Art Online? Here's my thing, like, I think I've mentioned this before. My biggest gripe with a lot of isekai anything is, okay, for a Rimworld colony, I think it could be kind of fun if you could make it entertaining. I'm just trying to think how you would make that entertaining, because Rimworld already has its own level of flavor, and trying to retrofit it into theming around an RPG might be a little difficult. Don't get me wrong, I like a good lit RPG every now and again. I just complain a lot when it's like so oversaturated and you insert skill levels and stuff like that for no reason other than the fact to make it like a lit RPG and to kind of give like a metric for someone's power. So it's always like, instead of showing how strong this person is through their actions, you show how strong they are through their stats screen. And I think that's very lazy writing. Unless, obviously, if it's the intent, then that's fine. I think a lot of people just do it because people like seeing it, and I find it kind of like, I don't enjoy it that much. I used to really enjoy lit RPGs, but I think at some point I just realized, wow, a lot of this is basically the same, just with different flavors. Now, sometimes they can be kind of interesting. I've seen one where it's like a Roman legion gets transported to a fantasy world, and it's just like, all right, yeah, we're coming up with some weird ideas. There's LGM, just new abilities. Oh yeah, sometimes people just come up with like random abilities. I think that's another like weird trope that can be fun, but it gets overused all the time. It's like such a common trope where it's like, I'm losing against this. I've lost. I'm losing against the big boss character. Whatever will I do? And then the administrator voice goes like, "Hey brother, don't worry. I got a cool new power for you, man." And then he suddenly gets the power to, I don't know. If it was like some typical one, it would be something along the lines of, you've learned the power to, if you I guess, constrain your enemy, and then as soon as you defeat your enemy, you've learned the power to manipulate their emotions and minds that they will serve you ever faithfully for the rest of their life. I swear I've seen that one, where it's something ridiculous where it's like, I think if the main character defeated any of the enemy characters, like a antagonist, all the antagonists were female, and he was like a male character. If he defeated them, they would join his harem, and I'm just like, all right then, this is what we're doing now, I guess. And, you know, it's all power fantasy, so it's whatever. It's whatever people want, right? And this is the content that the masses desire. I just think it's so funny that this is just such a common trope that I'm complaining about it right now. God, we really live in an era. We truly live in a society. Yeah, that rain is getting... Am I actually going to research everything that's just not the end game stuff? I don't really want to research Starflight stuff. It doesn't really matter. I guess we'll let toxic filtration for toxifier longs, even though it's not really needed. Oh yeah, I forgot. We've been not doing anything with this person. Let's go convert this person. I'm sure they will join our ideology. They're no longer mankindism. Listen, you have cat ears. You don't deserve to. You are gonna become one with us. Enjoy your life here. I'm gonna actually move their sleeping spot over here. How do I make them? Oh, their certainty didn't get reduced at all. Interesting. I don't know how they managed to not want to change their ways. But we will need to convert them. So why don't we recruit? Oh wait. And then recruit after we've managed to convert them. Yeah. After the whole Chinese novel restrictions, do not look forward to SE anymore, CN writing. Wait, oh, is it the one where they're not allowing certain types of media anymore because they go against like Chinese values or something? Like a lot of the Yuri type content's not allowed anymore. Anything involving effeminate men isn't allowed anymore. Stuff like that. Like they have to be, everything's gotta be strong, muscular, masculine men doing masculine things. Something along those lines, right? I remember seeing something about that, and I was like, that seems really restrictive, for no reason other than to basically be like, we're strong Chinese soldier men, which is a little excessive. By the way, I have to get more World medicine, but I think the only person who can make this is probably Havel. Or, no, I think it was Zio cannot assign. Who's the other Dr. Crafter? Need 12 medical. I think it's just Alana that can make it, actually. No. Oh, did Zio Poser? Not assigned to crafting. Wait, no. Crafting, medical. Havel would be the only one, I think. But Havel doesn't have enough crafting stuff. Okay, I'm gonna allow Alana to craft at low priority. So that way I can order Alana to make drugs. Oh yeah, you can't go against the government too. Yeah, you have to, everything has to be in the name of the party. Oh no, Ray's been hanging around here. I'm sure she's just been playing Pokepia this entire time because she's addicted to it. If I had to switch to, I probably would be playing Pokepia right now. I love Pokepia. You're asking for XCOM permission? Do you really want to see XCOM 2 that badly again? You know Xenonauts 2 is coming out soon. I actually got pinged in the Hooded Horse servers. It's like, hey, Xenonauts 2 is coming out. And I'm like, oh, that means I'm probably going to get a key for this in the near future. So maybe it's something we can consider as a game option as well. I'm not sure if people want to see it, but I will consider it. Okay. The rice plant. Wait, hold on. What do you mean vacuum exposure? Oh, we ran out of oxygen in space. All of our crops are dead. No, we're not. We would never do Long War again. No. We would never do Long War anymore. In fact, to make it faster, I would probably just cheat in a lot of materials because, quite frankly, it's mostly just about going from mission to mission. I don't want to do Long War again. It really did take half a year to finish. We're not doing that again. I don't have the patience for it. Yeah, we probably just do the purple alien ones. The question is, if I did XCOM, would I do RPGO again? I did enjoy RPGO, but I know a lot of people think it's a little silly and unnecessary. We're almost ready to go back into space. I think once we hit like 8K steel, I'm okay going back up. And with how fast they're digging this out, I think we'll be more than ready to do that soon enough. Nope, I don't want to give any of my researchers up. None of these quests matter to me. Pokemon? What do you mean Pokemon? I don't know. The original Pokemon formula is kind of rough. If I had Pokepia, I probably would, honestly, I'd probably be okay streaming Pokepia just because it seems interesting. Wait, I have an idea. Is there an XCOM Pokemon mod? That would be a Pokemon stream technically, right? Hold on. Let me Google XCOM 2 Pokemon. Let's see what Google says. All right, no, people just saying there needs to be Pokemon themed. There needs to be an XCOM game that's themed after Pokemon. Unfortunately, that doesn't exist. What a shame. What a shame. Asking too many 96 trying to message you if you do 12. That part doesn't bother me. The part of XCOM bothers me. It's just so long. But yeah, if I had a Switch 2, I'd love to play Pokepia, but a Switch 2 after I just bought a Steam Deck, probably not a good financial decision. Hello, Xanth. Welcome back. Hopefully you enjoyed your time away. I don't know what you were up to. Alright, I think I'm comfortable going back up into space. Alright, so we'll go to space first, and then towards the end of the stream, we'll go visit the moon or something. Okay, if we're willing to fight 74 man-hunting lynxes, they will give me 48 goodwill and a psychic emanator. The psychic emanator is actually tempting, but fighting 74 man-hunting lynxes... You know what? Hold on. I'm sure we could kill 74 man-hunting lynxes. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Yeah. I'm sure nothing bad will happen from this decision. Alright, let's go kill 74 man-hunting lynxes, because that's also 74 units of food. Alright, where's that quest? Yeah, I'll take it. Alright. I don't know when they're coming in, but we're just gonna stay on the ship for the time being, and then as soon as they arrive, we're gonna fight them off. You lost too many, Wait, you know what's really funny? I thought Firaxis XCOM, unless you're playing on Legendary, the game is incredibly skewed towards the player, right? Like, I think, or also depends like which, it also depends like, what's the other word I'm thinking of? It also depends like what calculation formula you're running. So when I play XCOM 2, I actually hated the XCOM 2 hit calculation. So the first thing I did was mod it back to the original calculation, which if you're not familiar with, essentially the way it works in XCOM 1 is that your hit rate chance is your hit rate chance, right? So like you have like a 50% hit rate. Let's say you have 75% hit rate and 25% miss. That's exactly what it is. And then if you have 25% crit, if you hit, then 25% chance after that, like a second calculation, is the crit hit. XCOM 2 changes it where it's like, you know, you have 50% chance to crit, 25% chance to, 25% chance to hit, and then a 50% chance to crit, and that all combined is your 75% chance to hit, something like that. It was super weird. I didn't like it. Invisibly moves up the odds when you fail rolls, doesn't matter because it also does the opposite. I don't think it works the same for the enemies too, right? Just play Legendary so you have like the true RNG. I need to do some steps. What's the steps? Is the steps involving selling my Steam Deck or acquiring loads of hot monies? Oh, 23 hours after we accept. Okay, so in about... I wanted to go up into space. Okay, so we have time. In that case, if we have time, let's just allow everyone outside. Go farm more minerals, and we'll go fend off 74, and then we'll go into space. We'll try to go to the moon. Maybe we'll go to the moon first, just so we can take a look at the moon, and then we'll go other spots. You have to believe it because it scares the game hates you. Ah, so you want to believe that the game hates you rather than facing the consequences of your own failures. I see. Interesting decision you've made. Interesting. The game hates you. The game can just be rough. I don't think it hates you. It's just it's a very temperamental game. Very tsundere core, as the game describes it. You have to really, you know, let the RNG, you know, really let it know that you care for it and that you want it only for the best for it, right? What else are we digging out here? Oh, I guess the gold. How much time until this thing triggers? Let's get... I don't know, this is fine at this point. Okay, so what I'm hearing is Ray's okay with XCOM as long as we don't do... as long as we don't do Long War. As long as we don't do Long War, she'd be okay with it. Interesting. Well, I would not do Long War of the Chosen anymore because that thing is just a disaster, quite frankly. We'd probably just do something like... we'd probably do Covert Infiltration is what I would use. And... yeah. That's probably what I would do. Or maybe we would just do, like, most... not vanilla, but we do... just base, like, you know... without changing the macro game. Okay, how much time? God, am I really gonna kill 74 lynxes? How am I gonna... I think my plan is I'm just gonna stand here, and we're just gonna try to hold the line and see how that pans out. I think that's exactly the strategy. We're gonna stand right here and right here with a melee beater each, and then just so I know exactly what's happening. So up in space, our plants are dying because there's no oxygen, which is fine. I understand that. There's no O2 left in the network, and this this door not being completed has killed all the oxygen. Yeah, we can also do something like that too. Like, that's a choice. I have to think about it. Again, we're just kind of waiting for this quest to trigger, and then we'll leave. We don't want to be on here much longer. Last big fight for the evening. Actually, we'll trade with these people. Let's see what they got. All right, Modem Country, what do you have? What do you have for me? Okay, so I will purchase... I have nothing. I have alcohol, I guess. I guess we buy the kumis. Kumis is fine. There is a nearby area with treasure, but I don't really want to go there because I'm too lazy. Too much effort. You know, it'd be also kind of interesting. I thought about doing a Mortal Engines run. Have you ever seen that movie or read the book Mortal Engines? So I think that's what it's called. It's a book series about essentially living cities, right? That go traverse in a post-apocalyptic world and try to eat other cities for their resources, essentially. So you eat more cities, you get more material, and you can get bigger. Right? Silly concept. So remember that one mod that I played a long time ago? The map vehicles mod? Well, apparently that mod has made an adjustment that you can use it for grav ships. You can add wheels to your grav ships, and it can move around on the world map like it did on when we did that. So you can actually have a fully customized building. I am actually considering trying that for a run in the future. Instead of flying around, we have to drive around. Wouldn't that be quite something? Driving around in our giant technical vehicle. Oh, have you ever read the book or seen the movie Mortal Engines? It's a book series, but they only did one book, I think. They only did one movie because the movie flopped. Chrome Shell Regios. Yeah, there's stuff like that too, yeah. Does Arknights have driving cities? Is that what's going on in the Arknights realm? Okay, let's see. It is about time to do this quest, so why don't we get everyone brought inside, and we're just gonna chill. Well, yeah, let's get everyone inside now, because it's gonna take them like an hour to walk inside. Alright. Alright, we have managed to gather nearly 9,000 units of steel, which I think is more than fine. Surprisingly, Darker Times. I don't really know much about Arknights. I played the first one a long time ago. The only thing I really remember the most was liking character designs. I like techwear. I personally, in real life, do not wear techwear because I don't think I have the vibe for it. So it's a little unfortunate. I'm just gonna... Is there any way to make you move fast? Why are you moving slowly? That Go Juice with addiction is almost fully handled. Okay, and then we're gonna go get our melee beaters ready soon. Can Rachel make it back into base in the next 4 hours, or is she going to get mauled to death by a bunch of man-hunting lynxes? That's the real question. Let's find out. Oh, is it really bad? Like, really dark? Alright, let's get the beaters ready to fight. So... Sun stands here. And then behind Sun, I want Ray. So let's get Sun here. I want Ray behind. And then on the other one, I will have it be held by Comrade Exonia. And I will have Airman Joker as a backup here and Xanthus backup here. Behind Exonia, I want Comrade Dennis, I think is fine. And as a backup gunner, I want Steve and Unholy on this side. Okay, we're getting ready for this. Pulse Gotcha has dark themes. I mean, depends on the game that you're playing. You could be Fire Emblem and you have dark themes, but your dark themes are basically a joke. I will never forgive Fire Emblem Heroes for existing. That game has like some of the dumbest plot I've ever seen in a game. Actually, why am I fighting here? I should have fought in this corridor. Probably would have been safer. There's 74 of these goobers. They're coming in. Oh, wait, perfect. I do need to trade. Perfect. Let's have Alana talk to the trading house. Kill boxes? What's a kill box? I don't know what a kill box is. I don't do no kill boxes. They don't have any of the thing that I want, but they're willing to buy but I think I have the Elysium trimmings. That's fine. I don't have anything I want. Maybe the oxygen canisters is fine. Not really. Yeah, there's nothing here I actually care about. Yeah, okay, never mind. Alright. Let's see how much they're gonna approach us. So they're basically gonna gun down, I think, Sun first. And then we'll have these two as backup. Ray's shooting through the door. So because it's a very tight corridor, should be fine. Okay, and then obviously with this over here, we can kind of have another batch of them in this side. Anyway, Sun's gonna be an overworked individual. Ray's gonna do her best to kind of shoot what she can, but we'll snapshot it. Don't need to aim that much when they're this concentrated in. Alright. How many have we killed so far? A lot. Keep going. I wonder how many kills Sun has. Sun has killed 179 different things. 180. I think Sun probably has the highest kill count in the colony. Just kidding, Ray does. I forgot hunting gets you a lot of spare kills as well. This is so stupid. I can't believe this works. I love my strategy of just having a giant brick wall. All right, the fight's over. That was easy. Let's go kill the remaining ones that haven't been murdered yet. All right, and then we gotta haul all 73 corpses where they belong. So wakey, wakey, it's time to move things. I don't want this area to start stinking of rot. Empire Moon is now neutral towards us. And they've given me a Glitter World medicine and a psychic emanator. Look at that. The medicine's nice, the psychic emanator's more important. Because now I can put this somewhere and everyone will be happy. So I think I put it in here. I just put it here. I think it's probably fine. Because it'll cover the medicine, most of the bedrooms, and some of the crafting room. That's probably okay. Probably the safest spot to put it, is my guess. Also, will allow people to walk outside now. Your pawn is actually set to clean after she's done. Let's see. Your pawn is, in fact, set to clean. Yeah, I mean, it is. You are set to clean, but it's like your very last thing that you do. Because you're actually pretty good at crafting, which means I actually need you to craft things when necessary. My thing is, your medicine skill is really bad. I wish I could get you better medicine, but I don't know if that's going to be a thing that we can get done. Well, I want you to put the psychic emanator in here. We definitely need to haul these corpses out, though, because they're already starting to stink it up. So we got to start moving these away. Ugh. Once they're all hauled out, then I'm okay with us leaving, but I don't want to have stinky corpses here. And now that the Empire doesn't hate us, you know, they're willing to work with us. Alright, I think Ranu wanted to see what the moon looks like, right? I guess we'll go see the moon in a second, once we get these corpses out of the way. What's the command for using skill trainers? It's like, I don't know. It's something like buy skill trainers. Oh, I think I disabled buying skill trainers, didn't I? You have to gamble your points for skill increases. It's somewhere on the instruction booklet. Yeah, I think I disabled the skill trainers because it was the most efficient way to get skills rather than doing the other way of gambling your points and hoping you hit good. God, look at how many corpses. I have to expand the corpse pile. Oops, expand that out. There we go. There we go. More spaces for the corpses. God, it's so much material. I don't even have any more wood, so I guess we're not doing anything wood related. Definitely gotta get these corpses out of the way, though. Especially because, like, look at how many fresh lynxes there are. That's at least 16, 17. We're gonna have a lot more, too. There you go, Rachel. Oh, you bought... Wait. How do you buy it for your own pawn? Because you bought it for a random pawn. That's That's really weird. Okay, I might need to look into that at some point. I'll need to look into that at some point. Oh yeah, Ronald doesn't know upon you died. That skill increase bought it for Ray. Okay, so we cleaned up the corpses. That's fine. We're getting all the nice functioning corpses here too. Let's grab this real quick. There we go. Okay. I think we've sorted everything out. I don't think I care about grabbing all this stuff, so let's just go into space. Alright, so just so Ranu gets to see what the moon looks like, we're gonna go visit the moon. Alright. Let's get everyone on board. Oopsies. So we're gonna go to the other planet. It's an exclamation mark balance. It's for the game's freezing right now, so you're not gonna be able to do anything yet. You gotta give it a hot second. Give it a minute. There we go. Alright, so yeah, the moon is literally a barren rock, by the way. We're gonna land here. There's no atmosphere and no signs of life. It is threatened by meteorite impacts as well as periodic solar flares. Would you like to land anyways? Oops, I should have pressed yes. It takes a second to load because it's like a whole separate world map, technically. Which I guess the game isn't really designed to handle such a thing, but alas, that's what we're dealing with. Okay, so we're gonna land right here. Alright. Your skill increase went through, and you should have leveled up to 3 now. You're 4. Congrats. Alright, I'm just gonna wait for the remaining people to get on here, which is at Boom House. Alright. Into Espace, into the moon. Alright. Let's see what we find on the moon, shall we? I've never actually had our pawns travel to the moon yet, so this is kind of new for me too. So, just kind of watch it real quick. It's going up the surfaces. Okay, so I think it's now approaching the outer layers of the atmosphere. So once it reaches the max height, it will probably just yeet itself to the moon. Faster, faster. These guys actually mined everything out. Oh, they actually mined everything out as requested. That's so funny. All right, perfect. I definitely got to rearrange this. There's a lot of silly things here that I don't like. I don't like this here, for example. This entire dining hall needs to be adjusted. I need more hallways. All right, here we go. Welcome to the moon. Any day now, it'll load. All right. Here's the moon. It sure is a moon. I don't know which one of my mods is adding like little ruins here. I don't know if that's a mod or if that's like an actual thing that's just in the game by default. Because there's an ancient danger here for some reason. Well, yeah, I mean, you can get minerals here. You can mine steel. You can... I don't know why there's like a... I assume that's like an old rover. A lot of root walkers and whatnot. It's... I mean, it's just a giant vacuum. Yeah, what is in the moon... Oh, wait, I actually have an idea. That'd be a funny idea. Hold on. I want to just look at it, but we're not really gonna engage it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save the game. I just wanna walk over there. I mean, there is a lot of Vaxstone, yes. Like, if you want Vaxstone, this is a place to get Vaxstone. However, again, you're in space, so be aware you're gonna move slowly. Alright, I'm gonna have you crack this open. It would be really funny if this was people inside, because they would just immediately starve to death, or suffocate, right? Oh, there's a Zeus hammer in here. I'm sorry. That's called World's Dune. Except whoever carries this cannot handle being near mechs and also hates animals. Okay, so maybe we don't want that Zeus hammer. Are oh wait, bugs are space immune, that's right. Okay, maybe we should grab a few more folks that can quickly assist here. Maybe not Kefir, because Kefir's not space capable. Grab these stack over here. And then grab these two also. Alright, start blasting. Get a little closer, start blasting. Alright, come on. There we go, teamwork makes the dream work. There we go. And I think that's probably all of them. Alright, cool. So you're gonna have you go back, and then I'm just gonna quickly go in here. What is this? Neural computation, there's nothing real. Oh, there's a hermetic crate. I'll crack this one open. Okay, I do need to end stream soon. I will grab that Persona Core. And then I guess we should probably grab the weapon too, because I guess we can just use that for something else. We'll have you pick this up, and then I don't know, you pick this one up. We'll deal with this later, and then undraft. And then we're gonna quickly, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just instantly refresh the engine, because quite frankly I don't want to wait. We need to end soon, so reset cooldown. It's fine, don't really care about let's see, any other cool tech prints we want to research? I completely skipped Cooking Expanded, by the way. I need to uninstall that. I don't really use Cooking Expanded for any of our content anymore. Alright, and then undraft. Okay, so what we're gonna do is undraft. Oh, there's a bug here. I'm just gonna screw this. I don't want to deal with this. Kill it! Just so I can be done. There we go. Alright. And then... Okay, I'm gonna have... Oh, right, Alana doesn't... Oh, that's another thing I gotta worry about. We probably should get Alana, like, a proper space-capable helmet at some point. I keep forgetting to do that. But, whatever. Alright. Anya's healed. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go immediately launch back to the main surface, and we're gonna go to deep orbit so we can go back to Mir, which will cost a good chunk of astro fuel, but that's fine. I've been meaning to make a maid helmet, I just kind of kept putting it off. And then once we land, that'll be the end of stream probably, and we'll continue this next week. I think that's what we're gonna do. Alright, that's fine. Go! Game, go. Alright, perfect. Alright, so congratulations, you've seen the moon. How does it make you feel that you've seen the moon? The moon is real, and it's totally not staged by, the government, despite the fact that there's already relics on the moon. Ignore that. Ignore all the relics. This is not... The moon landing was real and not staged in Hollywood. No matter what people tell you. I'm playing this, I kind of want to play Stellaris again, quite frankly. I haven't played Stellaris in a long time. I actually uninstalled Stellaris because it was just eating up so much space on my PC. So I was like, alright, I'm done. Alright, and then I think we were using this area. Oh, perfect. It fits right in there. Docking complete. I should read it very soon, because isn't the movie this weekend? Isn't the movie this weekend or next? I need to read that before the movie. I watch the movie. Or maybe I'll just watch the movie before I read the book at this point. I think legitimately I might have to watch the movie before I read the book. I just won't have time. Oh, it's next week? Okay, then I got time. Maybe you cast more to fake the moon landing than actually just to go to the moon. Ah, okay. Alright, we've landed. Congratulations, we're back on planet. So, now that we're back up here. So our goal... So next week our goal is to build out the mecha bunker and the security room and the giant med bay with 8,500 steel and a large quantity of plasteel still available to us. I don't think this should be an issue. And then obviously we should be filling this up with oxygen again, so we're just gonna order these to completely empty out. So then now these rooms are getting oxygenated again and no longer a deep vacuum in space. So we got a lot of projects to do next week. I've seen the Lego set. Isn't it basically include like a Ryan Gosling? Is it Ryan Gosling this time around? Who's the main actor for this? I think it's Ryan Gosling. For some reason, I think that's who it is. Didn't they make like a a Ryan Gosling minifig, basically, because he's in the movie. That's what I remember seeing. I had like a bunch of friends joking about it. And who's alive at this hour? Who did I raid last night? I raided Ferret, right? Okay. Why don't we raid Isin today? Yeah, let's raid Isin today. Actually, let's raid Interest. Interest is playing. Let me make sure Interest is still streaming, I guess is the better thing before I do that. What's this man up to? Okay, he's been streaming for 3.5 hours, and I am seeing a lot of fire in his colony, so I assume he's in the middle of a fight where there's a lot of fire being used. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's Rimworld stream. I had a lot of fun. Hopefully you did too. So tomorrow, since I have no idea what I'm planning on doing, is this button broken? Oh, this button broke. Oh, my Steam Deck raid button broke. That's annoying. Tomorrow, I'll do a poll on... I'll do a poll on Discord to see what people want to see, and then we'll do that. I'll be back with Rimworld specifically on Monday, and then Thursday we will be doing Waifu Sector, Star Sector, because that's been something that people have been asking for, so we'll go back and do it again. But again, don't expect Star Sector to be every single week. It's probably going to be one of those things that we do for like maybe 3 weeks in a row, and then we'll drop it down to like maybe once every 2 weeks or whenever I feel like playing Star Sector. Because Star Sector is a bit of a long burn game, and people like to see big ships. I like to do smaller content fighting if I can. Anyways, good night, goodbye, enjoy your rest, etc, 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 etc. Bye bye. Say hi to Interest. Use whatever raid message you want.